was using my actual mic, but the
OBS
stream OBS was using the webcam one.
Yikes.
I fixed it. Thank God.
That is unfortunate, as they say.
Thank God. I found that out now rather than the... Anyway.
Holy shit, my DC
So,
is 18 now. That's
yeah,
fucking
dude, that's insane. That's a really high DC, especially for freaking level 10.
Yeah, that's... Oh my Jesus.
So enjoy.
That's...
I won't.
Oh, dear God, I will. I know you won't, and I apologize in advance for the horrible things I'm going to do with this power.
Man.
Oh my God! Wait, panache is a persuasion check? I have +10 to that.
Okay.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, so the rod's going to Yerol. You have a hat of disguise, which allows you to cast disguise self at will.
Ethan.
Actually, yeah, that might be helpful for Ethan.
You don't have to wrap yourself up anymore. You can just, like, make yourself look like whatever you want. You just have to wear this hat.
What kind of, like, describe the hat to me?
Alright, hang on a second. I'm gonna see if there's a okay. It does not look like there's kind of a default, so tell you what. Sure. Well, I mean, technically this hat can look like whatever you want it to. Technically.
Oh.
So, I'm just gonna say it's like, you know what? It's a bowler hat. It's a magical bowler hat. There you go. It can look like frig you want it to, but in its true form. There you go.
I see.
Yeah, what was the book called?
It's increasing your constitution
by 2.
Score by 2.
And it can go above 20.
The max. Yeah,
Yes.
Increases your max to 22 instead of 20.
I see.
So it is up to you guys who you want that to go to. And then there is the Necklace of Adaptation, which...
You guys can't even read. It's fine.
The Necklace of Adaptation allows you to, like, breathe normally in, like, any condition. Like, and I think you have, like, advantage on saving throws against things like Stinking Cloud and stuff like that. So...
I am full of attunement slots.
I have 1.
Well, hey, you finally got
It's a very good one, though.
You got your...
I have nothing that requires attunement.
Oh, really? All of your stuff's not attunement? Handy.
I have
a-
one thing.
I have a longsword +1. That's it. It's the only item, the only magic item that I actually use.
I mean, you are kind of like a walking armory. You have so many weapons.
Yeah.
So.
Guys, mostly frontline, yeah. While else goes in.
So who gets the book? I mean, it's not necessarily. It's not necessarily something that has to go to me as the tank.
What does the book do?
+2 to
Increases
Constitution.
your con.
That would be really good for me, but does it take an attunement slot?
No, it's like a usable item.
Oh, I mean, that would be really good for me since I'm a frontliner.
Crane does not know how to read.
Literally, without the headband, I have like a 13N.
He's got a 19 now. So.
A massive brain.
Con does help for people with
It does help spellcasters. I'm just saying.
It helps for people with concentration.
Yeah, like I have 10 con, so I have very low health. So
Do you use a lot of concentration stuff?
No, not really.
I mean, you have access to stuff like polymorph and things like that.
Let's see, hold monster. Fuck.
Let's be
Okay,
honest with
actually,
ourselves.
I have a
he's
few
not going
more.
to, now that he's got that rod, he's going to use everything on just like.
Just like that.
an accurate way to.
I don't know. I think that's more Moyer's thing. You know, that's kind of like the sound I picture with like Hunger of Hadars.
Oh God!
No.
I'm so glad I don't have the invocation. Lets me see in
He's
that.
the silent stabber, and then after you hear the things of stabbing, then you hear the tentacles again.
I use a lot of concentration checks, but at the same time, like I'm really hardy, and I have an ability that lets me come back up when I go down, so I don't really need it for the health side.
I mean, a majority of everything I'm using right now, that of actual spells, is concentration. But I already have 17 con, so
I do not. I have 15.
And then, meanwhile, your boy Yerol has 10. I'm just saying.
I'm down to pass to Earl.
I guess
Whatever you guys want to
he
do.
can read.
He can read. It's canon.
I can read. I can read in 3 different languages.
You need to use all of your downtime to copy all the abundance of extra spells that you have. All right, let's. Be honest
Oh
with
my
ourselves.
god, dude! What? They're all worthless.
Alright.
That is false, but sure. Just because there's not a lot of necromancy.
AKA
Do
worthless.
lightning or cold damage. That's the only
So-
damage that he does.
What is it?
Yeah,
The manual bodily health? Is that what it is?
Yes.
indeed. And I think you have to spend
I'm trying to keep it on flavor.
how many
48
hours? 48
For a
hours?
period of 6
I'm
days
not
or
going
more.
Okay.
drawing any-
So yeah, you can start reading on that.
What's
Yes.
holy weapon do?
It makes you do extra
you
radiant
imbue it
damage
with
per hit.
Yeah. You imbue it with a weapon. I think you can do it to other people, so no?
You can, yes. It's really good on monks because they hit multiple times, like
It's tough because it's concentration.
or a fighter. It can be really good on. So
Ugh.
you guys wake up in the morning. You have your new items, and you're kind
Wake up
of
in
distributing. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Oh wait, I was actually given this hat. Hold on.
Yeah,
Is someone
that
gonna
had.
Google it of adaptability or whatever.
Hat.
The freezing the environment.
Does not need to breathe.
Well, yeah, that's actually like worthless.
Yeah,
Oh.
don't put that on Ethan. That's.
The only thing is the dragon breaths, like the very last line for that.
Are we fighting poison dragons at least 20 times?
No,
Are you?
We actually kind of took care of the dragon
Well,
threat.
it's only for certain ones too.
Yeah,
It's like
only
the
for the one that does like poison.
What if there's another one?
What if-
Another one.
What if you like step outside and it's 10 ancient like green dragons?
Well, then
I
we'll be
feel like
starting
no
the
matter what,
campaign next week.
We start the campaign next week.
I must give it to Tabitha.
I don't.
For
Oh
she-
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Please don't
You
give
just
to
have-
Tabitha.
that was the spider staff back. 'Cause I'm not using that anymore.
Damn rude. Tabitha doesn't want your fucking tasty backsies.
Tabitha doesn't want your fucking leftovers.
I mean, it's her leftovers, so.
Yeah.
so
Sloppy thirds!
is there anything you guys would like to do?
Read the book.
Well, I mean, you know, you got stuff to do today. You know, you got some time that you got to spend on that book. So you ain't getting it all in one day, brother.
I mean, true. But I'm gonna spend as much time as I can with that book.
Oh, sure. And I'm gonna say, you know, in the morning or whatever, you could probably get like maybe an hour in or so, you know. So keep track of that. You know, we'll give you an hour as everybody's kind of waking up, getting ready, whatever. You know, we'll give you that.
Wait, we're just supposed to go to the ship, right?
The casino.
You do remember that Sarissa did offer to teleport you guys there.
Like in the room with him?
Nah, you don't know if it's that specific. It'd be very handy, but
Some kind of fucking king of the giant she is.
Stupid bitch.
wow,
Thank you for vocalizing my thoughts.
wow,
Toxic.
Yeah, I guess.
dude. Maybe Uther was right about you.
God damn it, Lightbringer.
So,
You know, we probably are a danger to the royal family.
I mean, you could be entirely, yes, if that were your prerogative.
Is Ethan just the Lich King?
This is the long con. Crane
I'm not
really
the
wants
Lich
to
King.
eradicate all giants, so what he's gonna do is assassinate the leaders.
I'm gonna bring Sarissa Frostmourne, and then she'll become the Lich King.
So you're Kel'Thuzad?
Yes.
I like it.
I see. What does that make
Alright.
me?
I think you're like legitimately Uther. Like,
I do
Like-
seem pretty Uthery. Yeah.
That's very fair.
who's the fucking idiot that gets domed by Arthas when he puts on the frost? The fucking...
You mean Muradin?
Yeah, Muradin.
It's probably Ural, to be honest. Because he's gonna be like, "Whoa, guys, we probably shouldn't be touching this and like doing this," and it'll be like, "Bam! Shut up!"
And Tabitha is Jaina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Shit.
There's a knock on the door.
And
I feel like we're all just in this room, just like throwing off fucking names, like talking about something.
about this hypothetical other universe.
Oh, we should probably open the door.
Yeah, let's knock on the door.
Yeah,
Let's open the door. I open the door.
Okay.
Our human-sized door.
It's not, but you guys. Yeah.
I mean, it's only a little bit big for me.
So it creaks open. The giant guard that had been assigned to your group, kind of pokes his head inside, and he's just like, "I don't mean to intrude. Sarissa wanted you to know that you can come see her in the throne room whenever you like. There's a few things to go over."
Sure thing. Shall we? I kind of gesture towards the
Yes.
doorway.
Says, "Very well, this way," and he kind of stomps his way down the hallway, up the stairs. You guys come back up through like kind of the entertainment audience chamber, and then into the throne room. Most of the mess inside of the throne room has been cleaned up. You do see a couple scorch marks here and there, and the left, the throne to the left, the chair to the left of Sarissa, or your left, notably empty. Uther still sits on the other side. You do notice that on the throne itself, there's a new dragon skull. There were 4 at the base of each one, and now there's one mounted at the top. It looks very similar to all the other ones. You actually gather that those other 4 were also blue dragon skulls.
Huh. They don't like blue dragons.
I mean, who does?
I'm not very partial to them myself.
You all walk in, and Sarissa smiles as she sees you. She's just like, I hope that you slept well. I didn't want to disturb you too early. You earned some rest. How's everybody feeling?
Respite was nice. Especially after, yeah.
She says, "Well, you've done a lot for my family, for all of Giant Kind, and I'm sorry that I have to ask this of you so soon. But as we mentioned yesterday, my father is still missing, and I believe bringing him back would go a long way to bringing... We've stopped more chaos from happening, but there's still plenty out there that needs to be tamped down, and I think my father, King Hekaton, would be most helpful in this. You mentioned, and she looks to you, Crane, says, you mentioned you knew where this coin came from?
Yeah, it came from the casino in the town of Yortar.
Right, and then she looks to Malachi, and you saw the man that ran the place. You know him by sight.
Yeah, he's pretty hard to miss.
She's like, well, as I've stated before, I think a bunch of giants storming Yartar might not be received too well. So, if you all wouldn't mind finding out where my father went, this coin was found on my mother's body after she was assassinated, and my father went to go find her killers. I think it's reasonable to say that they might be one and the same group that has done something to my father and murdered my mother.
Makes sense.
At the very least, it's a clue to start. I can teleport you there, but before you go, I've been speaking with Uther here, and Uther kind of takes over at this point, and he stands up. And he walks in front of you, and he's got a bag, a little small bag, in his hand. And he says, Queen Neri was murdered by small folk. I don't trust small folk. However, it is impossible to deny what you have done here in the court. So I want you all to know what it means that you are being entrusted with this. What is in this bag is dangerous in the wrong hands. Use it only when you need to. It's only a one-time use for each of you anyway. And he kind of kneels down and he sets down this bag in front of you. You hear glass clinking as he sets it down.
I guess I go over to it and open it up.
Mm-hmm. Inside, you see 5 potions, one for each of you. They're kind of a strange peachy color. They're all the same. If you kind of like pop the top off and smell it a little bit, you kind of like recoil a little bit. It smells like kind of like clam, but like a little bit like funky clam that's maybe been sitting out for too long. And he says, these, well, for lack of a better way of putting it, these will turn you into giants. It's like, these are potions of giant size. We don't know what happened to Hecaton. Hecaton was a mighty king. If something brought him down, you're going to need all the help you can get. As I said,
they're not a giant strength; they're a giant size. Okay, I can't find that on here.
You will become as giants. Let me read this off for you real quick, just to. All right, potion of giant size. So if you are a medium or a small, medium or smaller, when you drink this potion, you become huge for 24 hours. For that duration, your strength is 25. Your hit point max is doubled. The reach of your melee attacks increases by 5 feet. Everything you are carrying or wearing also increases in size. If you do damage with one of your enlarged weapons, you roll 3 times the normal dice you would. For example, if you're two-handing a longsword, instead of 1d10, it'd be 3d10. Yes.
Does it count for sneak attack?
What do you mean?
Oh god.
Would I get 12 d6s with a sneak attack?
Jesus Christ.
That's a good freaking question.
I looked at potion of giant size, and the next thing was sneak attack. So I feel like that is a
commonly asked question.
That is a good
Debated.
freak. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't think so, because your sneak attack is the same no matter the weapon.
No, just the weapons dice are triple. That's what Perkins said.
Yeah.
Perkins is the word of God. So
here, give me just a second. I'll be right back. I gotta turn.
I mean, that makes sense because sneak attack is like it's not you hitting them hard.
it's them not expecting it,
Yeah.
or you getting a crit kind of thing, or a special kind of crit.
Yeah. Like it's a kidney stab versus just like a standard.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that it wouldn't though, just because like you can roll a dagger, a d4 on that, but get sneak attack and roll the d6s. So yeah, that gave me a moment where I was like, oh, don't do this to me, man. I was like, what the frick?
That would literally
be insane.
That would actually. I would one shot.
It's this is strong enough. Anyway, so this is what he gives to you. It's kind of a pale liquid. It's kind of a pungent smell to it. Smells a little bit like rotting algae, funky clam. Like it's weird, but yeah. And as he's telling you this, like he's looking at you with like sincere, like he's be very careful with these.
Thank you. I expect we're gonna need that if we run into anything like that dragon we fought yesterday. So
He says, yes, that's what I was thinking.
what happens if one of you drank this?
Nothing.
Oh, well,
If you're already the size of a giant, it doesn't really have an
that's
effect.
disappointing.
He kind of has a chuckle at that. He's just like, that would be terrifying indeed.
Well, I guess it's time to get back to society. Find out what's going on in that casino, huh?
This is very well. Good luck.
I don't know,
And
maybe Tabitha.
I urge you, find my brother. He's a good king. And he kind of goes back and sits back on the seat. And at this point, Sarissa says, well, I shall lead you to... Here, I'll show you. And she leads you back, instead of back the way you came, back, there's a hallway behind the throne room. And she leads you through these great, like these vaulted ceilings, like these vaulted ceilings, like these massive hallways, all finally... It's interesting because they're not like... They're rough. Like a lot of these, like it's kind of cut out of a cave. A lot of it looks rough, but still regal. A little almost alien with the strange. Like you can still you'll see crabs just like walking around the place, or like you'll see like large clams and stuff, or like starfish on the walls. It's strange, but it's beautiful in its own weird alien way. And she leads you into a cave. There's this large pool of water in the center of this cave. Let me pull up the exact... Let's see here. Alright. Yeah, and she leads into this area, and Moyer, since you have detect magic, you can see that this pool of water just emanates this divination magic, just inherently with it. Sarissa sits down at the edge of this pool and gestures you all to stand along the edge of it, or whatever everyone do. She says, "This is the scrying pool. There's a number of things that we can do here with, and thanks to this cave. It's a special place. But from here, I should be able to teleport you to Yartar, or pretty close to it. Are you ready to go?"
I believe so.
As ready as we'll ever be.
It's all right. Just know that.
wait.
Yes.
Question. How accommodating is Hecaton to small folk?
So
We're there to rescue him. I'm sure it'll be cool.
she says, "I don't know what state you will find my father in. He is like Uther in a lot of ways. The two brothers are very similar like that. But I mean, my uncle's a good sort. He's just cautious. My father was searching for those small folk who killed his wife. He's got a sore spot. So he won't. She got to stop. He won't attack you with no reason. He won't. He's not the murderous sort. But explain. I mean, if you mention my name, that should help. Mention the. I would say mention the Oracle. We Storm Giants respect oracles and seers and individuals of that nature. So you have ways to talk to him. He might be a little prickly at first. Again, I don't know in what state you'll find him. I do believe he is still alive, though. So,
Understood.
Thank you. I appreciate this. And then she kind of closes her eyes, and the walls of the cave kind of begin to pulse with a bluish light. Same with the water at the center. And all of you feel that familiar sensation of a teleport spell. As you are shunted across vast distances in but a moment. All right. It worked.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying, hey,
What
teleport?
was that DC?
Oh, it's just the teleport spell.
Yeah, teleports.
Yeah.
I forgot that since you're not using a circle, it's not guaranteed.
Teleport can, there's a number of things that can happen with teleport. There can be like a misfire, you can be a little bit off, you can be quite a ways off. So, you know, you guys might have
Or
had to
you
travel.
can take like a shitload of force damage.
Yeah, that's the mishap. That's the misfire, yeah. So, but it worked.
By the way, everyone has 14 temporary.
Imagine how embarrassed you would be if that
14
didn't work.
temporary hit points.
Jonas.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have
No,
killed you guys.
No, it wouldn't, but if it did.
Yes, you all have 14 temporary hit points from Yarrow's morning ritual of, you know,
Fapping.
yeah, that just fills you with
Circle
determination. Oh God, you find yourselves
in the same room, of course it did.
You find yourselves
Look at him
outside
go.
of. Thank you. You find yourselves
Don't ever say look at him go in
outside.
that
Look
context.
at him go, man. Look at that.
You
Freaking
can do it so good.
dedication right there. That's a man who believes in himself.
What are you talking about? It's just like, alright, everyone gather around.
Oh my God. Ethan's left out because he's just a skeleton. So you find yourselves outside of Yartar. As you see the familiar walled city in front of you, you are, you know, a few hundred feet outside the gate.
Did anyone take notice of us just like
Oh, woo.
Yartar is the city we were pretty much in like recently, right? That's where like
Yeah.
all of okay.
that's where we teleported from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we teleported outside of
yeah.
it. But, yeah.
You were in Yartar a couple days ago.
Exactly, yeah.
By a couple days ago, I mean, actually maybe yesterday.
Is our airship like here, like looking for us?
Or Airbnb. Well, we told
Nope.
them that we're like, hey, we're leaving.
Oh, okay.
And that you
I
might
was
message
here for that.
them. Oh, yeah, that's true, you were.
I was here, but I was not.
Yeah, so basically, like, you can message them to come pick you up. Because you guys didn't know where you were going to teleport, how long you were going to be gone.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, we're leaving,
you-
but we'll
would you
message you if
mind-
we need to.
Jordan,
Because that's how magic works.
would you mind filling this up?
I would.
Thank you. Oh my God. Get out of here. Alright, so... Yeah, you find yourselves outside your guards. Sorry, no, the airship is not nearby, although you imagine it couldn't have gone too far. But... There you
Well-
are. Where do you want to go?
Wait. No, we could do. I'm gonna say this to the group. I could go. We could go talk to Amity, and we can get a contingency of Yard or Centrum forces, maybe.
Do we really need that? Like, isn't that putting like people?
I'm not saying take them on board with us, but if we do get into a fight with giants or something on board, I mean,
Here's my thought process on that is that so like we're way stronger than like even like good fighters, right? Like I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but we killed an ancient dragon
With help.
yesterday. But
Don't take this away from us.
yeah, God,
Okay.
don't take
to be fair,
I'm concerned that like regular soldiers, or strong as they might be comparatively to other regular soldiers, are just not even in our league anymore, and that's what I mean.
Unnecessary risk of
I
life.
would rather,
Yeah.
a foot soldier mercenary be hit than my ass.
My ass.
I just don't want to step on one of them on accident, because
I was just putting that thought out.
yeah, I mean, I agree. I think like if we weren't, I mean, we've grown a lot, is what I'm saying. So it's kind of like.
Are you guys saying this like as you're walking in? Like as you're walking
No.
into the city?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda, sorta. I don't know. No, I think we're just kind of like.
We're having a
Kinda
group
powwow.
powwow.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine.
yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Plus,
like,
isn't this something that's more of a let's be a little bit more discreet, right? Like,
That's kind of the.
like we don't actually know what's going on. It might be like a stronghold, but we might just be going in there to like, good cop, bad cop this guy and figure out what's going on.
Crane,
'Cause we
you
know
have
he's caught.
you have seen the inside of this boat, and it's a casino. It's decently big. You don't think there's a whole lot of giant space for giants in there, but it's a very ornate, garish like casino boat.
My
How-
thought, if you could get one of your contacts to just like get us in there and set up like a meeting with him, so that we don't have to like make a scene, and we could just talk to him. I mean, I could pull the same thing that we did back in the where we came from, and make him tell the truth, and then we're getting somewhere, right? But, I mean, that's my thought.
We could go ask and see, like, how well guarded is the boat, and would it be difficult to get an audience with
So
Casper? Would I know that?
you see a lot of fancy people, like a lot of fancily dressed people on that boat. Anybody who's not working it is like they're like nobility. They're like business, like high up business individuals. They're kind of like the who is who of the town. And you know that not just anybody can get on. So, it is guarded. There are certain members, like the one in particular. You know that there is like a wizard that does guard the town, not the town, the boat.
The boat.
It's kind of like head of security, making sure people don't cheat and things like that.
Okay, well, I can go talk to one of my contacts, and she could probably get us in. Might be
Your very first job was running security on the boat.
Yeah.
So what you're
So,
saying
like-
is that security was not very strong.
Like a frontal assault on the boat is probably not possible, even if we don't
It's
want
probably
to. even if it's
unnecessary,
not
right?
possible.
Like, I feel like we could easily prime ourselves as high rollers. Like, we actually have more gold on our persons now than most kingdoms do. If you think about it, right? Like,
How about that, Mo?
realistically.
We're still very
Wait a minute.
wealthy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we could pull off the high rollers thing.
But you got, yeah. I mean, it's like you've seen Mirabar.
We
Damn.
don't look like high rollers. We
Are you
have
kidding? I have full plate. Like, yeah,
we
we're not in,
have
like,
a
fancy
contingent-
shining,
we have a bunch of fucking
gleaming.
skeletons that aren't even robed. We have skeletons.
Leave them alone!
Well, Ethan can look like whatever he wants, though.
Ethan can. His cronies can't.
Well,
Thomas can wear the hat.
By the way,
Oh my god.
you do still have that undead giant.
Undead giant.
Might be
Yeah.
hard to bring that in town.
Mr. We can't besiege a fucking boat. I'm a giant, bitch. I'll throw sheets at that thing all
He
day.
just chugs the, he just like downs the potion giant size just around the spot like here. Me too.
I'll go get sheep.
solidarity.
What team?
God, Uther would
we
be
could
so
go-
pissed.
We could go talk to my contact, and she could 100% get us on board, and maybe get us more information.
Yeah, like, I mean, I feel like we could just basically strong arm him. You know what I mean? Like, we're not.
Oh, yeah.
There does not need to be a fight here.
It's the getting on board past security and then getting an audience with him without starting a fight.
Well, we get on board as like high rollers, right? Like we're rich adventurers. Like then you know, like they see plate armor, they see, you know, I don't know, and then we're rich adventurers. We're on there to gamble, and then we just kind of walk back there. Right? I don't know.
I could pretend to be someone important,
That's true.
and then
You
I
could
just
totally
hired
do
you
that.
guys.
How good is your voice acting?
I mean, I am king of the redheads, so you know, I can always use that title.
I'm sure though everyone there will really care. You're king of the what?
No.
You know.
No, dude, like 600 miles north of here, man.
The sea of the moving ice and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay.
So,
All right, buddy. I'm sure. Yeah. King.
there are options about how to go about this.
I like the like maybe he's a noble and he's taking us to this casino to enjoy, and we're adventurers that he hired to do something for him, and as the reward he's taking us to the casino or whatever, right?
I was thinking more like
Bodyguards.
my bodyguards, but yeah.
I mean that too. We could do that too.
How persuasive are you?
Very.
Not you. You're not the one that matters here.
Or you,
No. Talk for
I
myself.
think it is.
yeah, he doesn't.
I think it's a
I
better
don't-
idea for me
I
to
don't
end
have to
this.
talk. Yeah, I don't have to talk. You just be like, yeah.
Yeah,
still
you're his-
important.
You're his, you know.
All right. Think about like in like robots, right? Where they go up to the front door and they get into the party. He doesn't say a word.
The fucking
like,
little
seriously.
trumpet bot, dude. The
Yes,
little
you're my
shit.
you're my
That actually
bender.
makes sense as
You're
like
my
his,
bender. Okay.
What's it called? It's a
A retainer.
retainer. Yeah. So we're his retainers, right? So you're his like main retainer guy, and I'm the muscle, and
The rest
I
of
mean-
us is
Mystic, I guess.
yeah, I don't know.
Yarl's there for the entertainment, as we discussed every morning, and then
Bedroom magic.
Oh god, it comes full circle.
It all comes back to bedroom magic.
That's the real name of this
If he's
campaign.
really if he's like a wealthy enough noble, like he could have 4 retainers. Like there's no reason
Yeah,
why you wouldn't
yeah.
travel with 4 retainers.
I think this is a good idea.
Okay, I like this idea. Now, what your contest can do is help us decide what noble we should use, because that is definitely not something we want to screw up, right? We wanna
or
use the
run
right
into
noble.
or
Or run into that very person. Exactly.
So does the item shapeshift you into someone you've already seen, or can it just make you look
Whatever you want to look like.
Well, you could just look like a noble. You don't have to be a.
You could,
noble.
you could pick a theoretical. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I don't know.
fucking, I don't know, man. Your
It's-
name
I
is-
think it's the disguise self spell. So as long as it's a humanoid, layout, and you're not radically different size than you normally are, you're good.
your name is
Yeah.
just like Jack. I'm rich. Like that's
Like your
fucking
clothes
And then we just
change,
walk in.
everything changes. So you're
Or like Jack in Goff, you know.
yeah. Freaking A.
They might catch that one.
Do they allow weapons in this casino? Probably not.
Oh,
So what are we gonna do about?
Your body is a weapon.
Do they allow weapons? Like bodyguards, are they allowed to carry weapons?
You from your time, you're looking over at this massive Goliath wearing plate mail with a big sword and like walking armory. That ain't gonna fly.
Big plate mail off.
Okay, how big is a short sword? Can I like hide that?
Maybe.
Like where
Wait
would
a
I even
minute.
hide that?
You tell me.
Bam. So wait. Hold on.
Could I hide that down my pants?
Hold on.
How big is a short sword? How long is a short sword? I have no fucking clue how
That's
long.
kind of hard, I would say. You do have a concealed.
short sword in your
You do
pocket?
have a
Yeah.
concealed blade.
It does not. It just gives me a weight. It says it weighs
He
2
wants a short
pounds.
sword.
I'm gonna say it'd be real hard just to shove that down your pants and call it good.
I mean, I don't really need my longsword. Like, I'm fine. We can let the skeletons hold on
It's
to
a
that. Like,
foot to a foot and a half.
I can conjure lightning. All right. I don't need it.
So yeah, but yeah, Crane. I mean, you do have a little.
Yeah,
But it's not a short sword.
we do have a bag of holding, and we could very easily hide the bag. of
That's
holding.
fair, actually. Yeah, we do have a bag of holding, don't we?
Question.
Yes.
Unless I search it.
Hopefully, answer.
This is for Crane, which will probably come back to you. Do they actually like strip search you, like you know, like touch you and like shit like that?
Ooh, that's a thing.
Do they?
I mean, it's been a while. It's hard to
Yeah.
say.
I mean,
Did,
did they?
like, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You kept an eye out on the boat. You weren't really like you were
Like
mostly.
an entrance guard. I was just like walking around.
Yeah, you were mostly there to make sure, like, especially inside, like, the gambling hall and stuff like that, like, any rowdy, whatever, like, that's mostly what you were.
Were any patrons armed at all?
No.
I think
mean,
we
he
just
would-
hide our weapons in the back holding.
I mean, he would know for the like if someone else did for working there. I would assume.
I mean, it's also been,
But-
like, some years. Like he doesn't know
I'm
exactly,
just
like,
talking-
yeah,
We
like,
can
his.
also ask our contact. I mean,
Yeah.
she might know have recent information.
Yeah, he knows that he knows that weapons weren't really allowed aboard.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just asking if they're like if they check for them because it's an illusion.
You know that there's some
It's not
sort
an,
of.
It doesn't actually change my body, and
Oh,
I'm a
if they touch
skeleton.
you?
Yeah, I'm a skeleton.
I mean, it's also a bunch of nobles, and then a bunch of like nobles and like rich
would-
and
I feel like they would
powerful.
not wanna be
There's
touched.
only so far that they're gonna go.
And
You
here's
know?
another thing, though.
Like, it might be assumed that a few bits of contraband might be snuck aboard, and they might be willing to look the other way, depending on how, you know, how important this individual is.
Just be a woman.
Like Crane, you know, this boat is like a giant popularity contest.
Yeah.
You freaking
Wow.
know, like.
But think about this, my man. You're talking about hiding a weapon. I'm a skeleton. I have an entire free rib cage where you can.
Clank, 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 clank.
No, dude, we'll position it where it
That's
won't
so
move
good.
at all, and it'll be
That's
fine.
so good.
Like stick like up to the hilt in your rib cage, so they kind
Yeah.
of point backwards and
Oh,
down. Like,
Yeah. We could probably fit a couple things up in there.
That's a whole new kind of cavity search. Wow. Yeah.
why don't we just hide the bag of holding though? Like,
Yeah. Put it
I mean,
back
you could
on.
also put the bag of holding in my chest cavity.
I know that. Yeah. Why don't we hide the
That's-
bag of holding
that's
in your
relevant.
rib cage?
A bag of holding isn't like obviously a bag of holding, is it? It just looks like a normal bag.
Yeah, but I don't know if they
Yeah,
check
yeah.
bags or
On
anything
on
like
first
that.
glance, a bag of
They're not gonna
holding,
check your chest.
unless
cavity.
unless
Yeah.
somebody's very very a detect like detect magic would make it, but like just like a layman just look no, it's like a regular bag. If somebody's like really well versed in that kind of thing, they might be able to pick it out. But typically, I mean, they have all sorts of different looks to them.
I feel like I'm overthinking this. You said the leader thing was a mage. And I'm just like, magic just knows.
You do know that there is a magic user aboard the ship, specifically keeping an eye out for shenanigans.
I think we hide our weapons in the bag of holding. Hide that inside of Ethan.
Mhm.
And then we go aboard while Ethan's disguised as fucking random noble number 34.
and us his four retainers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's as good a plan as any. And like, if we have to fucking kill everyone, and then
Wait, would I be able to? Do you think I'd be able to carry my Rod of the Pack Keeper on, or would I have to hide that in the bag too?
It's not openly a weapon. You're a. If they know you're a mage, they know you don't have to have a weapon to be dangerous. So.
What does it look like?
The Rod of the Pack Keeper. It's friggin'. You know, we'll say it's like a. I mean, it's a rod. It's got. We'll say that maybe Yerl put his little flair on it. It's got a few feathers hanging off of it. Now, it's. I mean, it's got some art. Like, it's got an arcane nature to it, and again, if somebody versed in arcane, like Arcana, would be able to tell what that was.
Overtly staffy though.
It doesn't. No, I mean, not particularly. I think the rod isn't. It's not like a massive thing. I think it's only maybe about it's like. I think.
Keister that thing, dude. Golden.
But it would be I mean, it is identifiable as like a magic, focus.
But again,
focus.
if they know he's a mage, they know that he doesn't have to have it to be dangerous.
Yeah, but focuses are important. So,
yeah, but he could easily hide a focus.
My focus is a sensor. I don't think they're gonna be like, hey.
Say
A
it's
sensor?
religious thing.
Yeah, it's like the incense.
I don't think we're not in fucking leftist California. They don't really care about religious things.
I mean, I can just hold it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So.
As in, like nobles carry around rods.
What's the,
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Fancy sticks!
I got you. I see it. Okay.
With shiny rocks at the end and stuff like that. No knows.
Okay, so let's hide our weapons in the bag. Ethan, when you transform into this noble, just point your goddamn nose up. And don't look at anyone. Unless you're asked a question.
Keep my eyes closed?
Wait, no.
No, I meant, just don't treat them like they're, rats. Just ignore that they're there. That's what I did when I lived in here. So.
what's his name?
The rat?
No, the noble.
My rat's name was Jeffrey.
Okay.
Involuntary pet in the house. Couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah. He's a pest, but I labeled him as a pet so I wouldn't feel bad. I'd be like, hey, Jeffrey, and he's like,
oh, you.
Are you sure it wasn't like a were-rat or something?
it was pretty fucking big, man. Not gonna lie.
Jeffrey kept trying to bite you.
It
And
could have been a goddamn
Jeffrey!
little dog. I named it Jeffrey so I wouldn't be scared of it. It's like. We were talking about that movie, Hunter.
Which one?
Who could be scared of a Jeffrey?
Oh, yeah, true.
So.
All right, Operation Shakedown.
Okay.
Commence.
So we hide our weapons in the bag of holding.
Uh-huh.
I can just summon mine.
Yeah, his is pretty easy to just whoop, away it goes.
Ethan is holding Yerald's rod.
Nice.
Hey.
You get
Why are you
5
holding
extra
it?
temp
I'm literally
HP.
holding it.
It always
Goes
goes
phrasing.
back to better magic. doesn't
Now
it?
you have 19 temporary hit points. You even more. movement.
So.
All right. So yeah.
Was there leftover stuff on it or something?
So you guys. I mean, are you gonna? What are you doing with the undead army?
The guard just saw a
They're gonna
giant
have to-
pop up out of nowhere. So
Alright, Tabitha! You're gonna have to stay here,
Hold down the fort.
keep track of everyone.
I rolled a natural 20.
On.
You got me. But
Existing.
The frick are you rolling for?
He's still alive right now.
All right.
No,
That breath. Nice.
The only problem is,
Fortunately, the save on that was 0. So
we can't leave this place.
Yeah, because if
we're gone for more than 24 hours, Yalkar's gonna have a very interesting surprise.
You're not wrong.
Oh no!
So, all right, Ethan. When do you? Is it the morning that you did, or the evening that you? Midnight.
Yeah, every midnight.
Okay.
I don't sleep, so.
Okay, so at midnight or so, you reapply the spell.
Yeah.
So once if it goes past midnight, then it's interesting hours.
They're
don't
free to be whatever they want
don't
to be.
feed the skeleton after midnight. Got it.
Okay, so can you give them instructions, like if you're not back by like this time to like dismantle yourselves?
Technically, yeah. Well, no, they would have to dismantle each other. They can't dismantle themselves.
Yeah.
And the giant.
So if I'm
At
just
least
like,
dismantle the giant. Like everyone but Tabitha is yeah.
well, I could be just like, all right, 11:59, or no, not 59. Well, actually, no, 59 might be enough time.
Hey Jonah, I found something for your mercenaries to do. Make sure no one finds the skeletons and kill them if we need them.
Wait, so one round is a minute, right?
Yeah.
Or no, 10 rounds.
One round?
I mean,
Yeah, it's 10
rounds.
10 rounds. Yeah.
10 rounds. Is that enough for 13 skeletons to kill a giant? Yeah, that's enough, right?
I mean,
yeah, you
considering if
fucking
they
murdered a
just shoot
storm
their arrows.
with a cloud
Yeah,
giant.
yeah, okay, yeah. See, at 11:59, I'll just tell them they're doing a fucking battle royale after they kill the fucking giant.
Okay. All right. We'll just try and be back by then. How about that?
I swear to God, Tabitha, if you're not the victor.
That's one thing your people could do. Like
I have a one-shot idea.
finding them.
Hey, do we play as the skeleton?
Yep, you're all gonna be the skeletons.
Dibs on Tabitha.
There's gonna be all the adventures that happened with the skeletons and the giant while the party's away, and then 11:50 and then midnight strikes, and it's just like, oh frig, we gotta take down this giant before things go south.
Wait, what did Master say? Oh right.
They're all like, they didn't pay
seems
attention to the
okay.
time. They're just like,
that gives us a clear timetable on when we need to do this. Like afternoon. We can't like wait till the evening. We gotta do this. Yeah. So.
Which I mean, like, it'll be fine because Sansuri, it's not like she'll just fight back. So
Yeah, and it's like morning right now, right? Because they got us in the morning.
yeah, and we teleported here.
yeah, it's like before noon.
All right,
we got-
well let's get moving then.
Operation Keister the Rock.
Tango Alpha Charlie. Why do I need to keister it? I can just hold it.
That's part
In
of
the
fun.
keister.
Also, I imagine at like as soon as you finish talking to Tabitha, just the skeleton noises from Warcraft 3.
So,
Yes!
all right. So your group of merry undead go to find some little spot out of sight. All like they're walking away, and the skeletons basically form this ring around Sansuri, you know, and they're just like, and the thing is, like, to a skeleton, I mean, if it's in like 5 minutes, if it's at midnight, you know, hours later, it's all the same. So they're all just like ready. They all got bows just ready to go. I mean,
They
it's
don't wanna pass you,
hours.
though.
It's hours until the time, but they're like,
If
They're
anyone
unlocked.
attacks you though before the set time, you're free to murder.
how many options? Like, how many commands can you give them?
You can
I
set-
think if there's a lack of command, they automatically defend themselves, though.
Yes.
So there's that. You know they defend themselves. There's that.
Well,
So yeah, they try to go find a little spot, maybe in the opposite direction, you know, away from the road, over some hills. They find a nice little little area of trees or something. Yeah, they trudge off. Escorting Sansuri, bows drawn, trained on her, ready to go. They might be like that for
Dude,
hours.
Some fucking adventurer is gonna be like, da 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 da. Oh my god!
Yeah, they're like, what strange ritual have I walked on?
And then just they all turn with their arrows.
You didn't see
If he
anything.
attacks, they'll be fine.
He's just standing there like.
Oh yeah, he could go. You could go up, be right next to him. They probably wouldn't even react until they go like, poke, and then it'd be like.
Everything's gonna like murder and mayhem.
We're gonna come back and there's gonna be like 3 dead villagers.
Let's be real. Villagers ain't touching that. As soon as they see that, they ain't going near that. That's above their area of expertise. They're like, bro, I work at the bakery. I ain't messing with freaking skeletons and an undead giant.
I'm just gonna pretend I did not see that.
All right.
I drank too much last night.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? No.
This isn't happening.
This is not my problem. So anyway, yeah. So you all walk into Yartar.
Yeah. Did you disguise yourself, or are we waiting? How long does it last?
I mean, he can do it at will, so it's up whenever he wants it to be. Disguise self has a particular time limit, but since it's at will, he can just have it up. You know, recast it, whatever. Yeah, he could literally look like just like permanently while he's got the hat on, look like whatever he wants. So where's your first stop?
Are we just going straight to the casino?
We should maybe do we need to talk to your comrade?
Should we?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like we might as well have a brief conversation. You know. Well, I mean,
You guys have plenty of time.
Yeah, tell her what's happening. So if she hears fighting,
the DM says as he twirls his mustache maniacally. Yeah.
yeah, we can go talk to Amity.
All right.
If I can find it.
As you walk towards where you know Amity to be, like the fools you are, there's an explosion. No.
Tabitha.
What did I tell you?
What the fuck?
So.
Just floating up in the air.
It's just like raining down fireballs like this freaking Dragon Ball. Just like
Not again.
Tabitha, damn it!
she set her clock. She set her clock for PM instead of or AM instead of PM. So she thought it was midnight. So it's time to go, dude. Like, sorry. Anyway, right. So you go to find Amity. Easy enough. And well, you go down to this underground fighting arena thing. Well, actually, before you get there, you can just ask quote Barney. And he tells you like, oh, she's no, she's not here. I think she's back at her wherever the fuck you guys are located. Yeah, you know where to find her.
Yeah.
So this is an area where she kind of like she has a little wing in here, but that's not like necessarily a headquarters. And you do find your way to where you've met with Amity before a few times. Surprisingly, a simple building, not too overt or anything. Amity kind of uses it essentially as like a bit of an office. You know, you're not really sure where Amity lives. You're pretty sure nobody knows where Amity lives, and she likes it that way.
Fair.
So but you kind of meet her. And as you all walk in, she's like, "Oh wow, back," because Cat doesn't care, dude. Anyway, she says, "Wow, that was fast." Actually, I have I think a little bit of information that I think your halfling friend there would be interested in.
Oh, right. Forgot about that.
She's like,
is this private? Like bedroom magic kind of stuff?
She's like,
Or...
she's like, no, Crane. I'm a professional. I won't have you slandering my reputation. So,
Bedroom magic.
she, hang on, Crane's webcam broke. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Anyway, so she looks to Moyer and she says, "Well, it's up to you. Do you want the group here for the information?
I don't
If
know,
not,
that's flying with a crane.
we can."
I asked for the information from him. It's fine.
All right. Well,
Stop it. Stop.
you gave me an interesting job.
Oh my god.
Which is, I wanted to wait on payment. This one took a little bit of doing. Let's say 150 gold or so. Information's yours. It's like, pleasure doing business with you. Just like I said, you gave me a kind of a tricky task here. I did some searching, rumors about squid-shaped ships, which I thought was strange. Honestly, I didn't even know if I would find anything. But sure enough, there are stories. It appears that there is a ship shaped like a squid named the Morkoth. The Morkoth was last spotted in the northern half of the Trackless Sea. We're not 100% sure where. It attacked... Oh, there's several reports of it attacking different ships. And then... maybe 5 months, 3 to 4 months back, it was largely unseen. The attacks seemingly stopped. I don't know if they had other business or... not a whole lot of people have seen it since then. We did manage to find one interesting individual on a beach, really liked painting, who claimed he had seen it. One thing I can tell you about it, it is protected from scrying. We've tried on several occasions to scry on it, and each time it shut down. It appears that it is protected by some sort of magic. It's hard to say what other protections it may have. Other than that, I mean, it's an interesting, I guess, bit of trivia. A Morkoth is a strange aberration, like a strange creature, said to be spotted in some remote areas of the sea. Supposedly spawned from the petrified flesh of a god of greed and strife. But other than that, it is irritatingly hard to find. So, northern half of the Trackless Sea, we know it's called the Morkoth, we know it's protected. And she kind of like, she almost like looks like a little like upset with herself. And she's like, I think that's all the information that we've got.
There's not much they can't find. If she couldn't find it, looks like you're gonna have to do it yourself.
Yeah. Well, that is information that I had.
She's like, I'm sorry I couldn't do more. My curiosity is piqued. When I can't find something, I don't like that. So, I'll keep sending out feelers. I'll keep looking for information. If I find anything else, it's yours, free of charge. Like I said, this is very troubling, and I don't like it. But obviously, they're hiding something. Whether it's just their location, whether it's something they have aboard, I don't know. But I'll let you know if we find anything else.
Thanks.
Sure thing. So, the rest of you've returned. How did your little journey to the Storm Giants go?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay.
I figured it'd be interesting.
So we teleported there with the conscience.
Right. Interesting. Interesting little relic.
They were not happy. Most of them were very not happy. We were basically imprisoned in a room for a few hours. They let us out.
Only
tried
a few
to
hours.
ambush us.
That's not too bad. Yeah. Well,
Failed. Went into their throne room. They got even more mad at us, and then one of the giants turned out to be an ancient blue dragon, which promptly was made to not exist anymore.
An ancient blue dragon.
Hiding in the court of the storm giants.
The one that killed Harshnod.
Oh, this was the one.
At the
So you've avenged your friend then. Well, hopefully that brings you some solace. An ancient blue dragon in the court of the storm. That's a new one. That is information I didn't have before.
And
did you catch the name of this blue dragon?
the name
Emrith?
she used in giant form was Emrith.
Yeah. It says
She's
Imrith.
dead now, though.
Oh, that being said, I mean, sometimes all the trouble ancient dragons get up to a lot in their many years of life, and sometimes even when they pass, there's still trouble. I might look into this, see what stories there are of her.
And
But you
after-
killed this ancient dragon.
Yes.
An
We had
ancient-
some help
Okay.
from
Still respectable.
the current leader of the storm giants, Sarissa, Hecaton's youngest daughter.
What's she like?
Not as angry as the other ones.
I heard
Surprisingly practical.
that the queen was actually fairly fond of small folk, would meet with them fairly regularly, so maybe a little bit of that rubbed off on her.
And they had a clue to where, well, Imrith let slip that Hecaton was being held somewhere. And the only clue they had was a coin from the Golden Goose.
She's like, you mean the...
Yeah. So our plan is
She
to
kind
go
of
in
sits
there.
back and she's like... So you mean Casper? Casper Dryland?
Yes. And we scried him, and he was doing some very suspicious things.
He's
I mean-
talking to someone. There's someone pulling the strings behind the scenes with him.
I guess that
He
makes...
looks terrified, honestly.
I guess that makes a little bit of sense. Casper, the whole idea behind his casino boat. Casper's trying to become the next water baron of Yartar. He wants to be in the position of power. The whole casino boat, he brings aboard the influential, the rich, so that way he can gain favor before he makes his big push, and hopefully he can garner some support. So that's his goal. So to hear that he's somehow tied up with this whole giant business seems very strange to me. But if somebody's pulling his strings, I think that makes a little bit more sense. Because I don't see him as a type who would be terribly interested in this.
No, he's mostly just a selfish asshole. But
Oh, I totally agree.
our plan is to sneak on there with Ethan as with the guise of a noble,
Mhm.
get an audience with Casper, and beat or convince the information out.
I mean, I suppose whatever works. So you're trying to get on the ship then?
Yeah.
And your friend here is which she turns and Ethan, have you disguised yourself yet?
No.
Okay. So she's like, so you have a way of disguising yourself to look important and powerful and rich?
I changed to look like her.
She's like, she kind of like stops for a moment, gives you a really keen look, and she's like, you better find somebody else's skin to wear, because as much faith as I have in your abilities, I don't want to be I don't want to be linked to any trouble.
I turned to Malachi.
I don't know what nobles look like at all. I've never met a noble. Oh, I'm a noble, but I've
Yeah.
never met.
She's like,
a
how
human.
are you?
I only met a noble giant. I don't know anything else.
She's like, well,
Do a small version of that.
well, I'll
I'm
tell
not
you-
sure
got a
that
point.
I'm not sure that the kingdom of the
I
Goliaths
mean,
holds a lot of weight
Look,
down here.
if you're looking for somebody, you know, who's rich, who's got, you know, who's thinks they're all of that, I can point you to a certain part of the city. You walk down the street, you can pick any one of them.
Easily exploitable.
She's like, okay, so that's how you're getting on. And the rest of you are his entourage, I
Retainers.
take it?
Yes.
Okay. She takes a look at Malachi, and she's like, I mean, if you walk up there with bared weapons, they're gonna turn you back. Also,
We're gonna hide the weapons in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
all right. Make sure you hide that bag well. If they pick up,
Trust me.
okay, she just says like, however you want to do it, that's up to you. But be careful. And then she's like, so you're hiding your weapons. That just leaves. I mean, the rest of you are, wearing some armor. It's just the plate mail might turn some heads. I'll tell you what. Dryland knows about our network, obviously. He knows that we're important, and I'll see if I can send some word ahead of you. Maybe ease your way on board.
That'd be much appreciated.
Not a problem. Yeah. I'll send a message to him. And while you might not be able to have your weapons, at least visibly, I think one noble or high roller type having a massive giant or Goliath to intimidate any potential attackers, that's not beyond the scope of reason. I think I can make that happen. So,
All right.
the boat typically, it's at the dock, but around dusk or so, it'll take on its guests, and then it'll take off up the river until usually wee hours of the morning, and it'll come right back. So you have a little bit of time. I can send a message ahead.
It only leaves at night?
Yeah. It's a nightlife sort of
We
thing.
can't really stay on the boat after midnight.
You have a hard cutoff at midnight, then. Oh,
Yes.
all right.
What if? Well, Ethan, we could go back out there. You could like
Just wait there.
re-up, right? Could we do that? Do you have enough? We could like re-up at like 8 p.m. or something, right? And then get on the boat.
What do you mean re-up?
Like re-establish your
I got him!
control. Yeah, we could just do that. Yeah,
Sure do.
that's fine.
So no midnight cutoff then?
Are you sure that's a good idea,
If
Ethan?
Huh? What do you mean?
Is that a good idea?
I mean, I can do that.
she's like, if there's some sort of
I just-
logistical problem, you know that we can potentially help.
Yes, my love.
Is there something you need taken care of? A pet that
There's a
needs
band of
feeding?
skeletons outside that'll go rogue after midnight.
I feel like our group just, we're just never have a lack of surprises.
Chief among them is a giant undead.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
a giant one. That's new.
Yeah.
Where?
Outside
And they're in danger of going rogue at midnight. Then I take it.
at midnight. Yes.
Not in
They
danger.
will.
It's just at midnight they will go rogue if we.
Oh, so this is a
It's
sure
literally
thing.
It's a
A
guarantee.
certainty. Okay. And so you have a way to stop this from happening?
Well, as long as he,
From what I understand, if you recast a spell, it resets
like,
the timer.
we gotta reset the timer like before we go on the boat. It's no
So
big deal.
she looks over at Ethan and she's like, "So, a necromancer. Not the first I've dealt with."
Probably the nicest.
What do you deal with?
But she kind of looks at you. She's Something, I mean, there is something a little strange about you, but, I mean, maybe it's just the profession. So,
if you should be worried about anyone, it's that one, and I point to, why is your name escaping me?
Moyer?
Moyer, yeah. I point to Moyer. Like, if there's anyone you should be worried about, it's that one. I point to Moyer.
I mean, he seems like a fine sort to me.
We don't really... Well, anyway, let's, it sounds like we've got it, we've got a plan, so let's go re-up that spell.
Just tell me there's not, like, some other army of unholy monstrosities that's gonna come knocking on our door or anything like that.
No.
See, I thought, you know, the surprise is, like, you know, you get to... I thought the ancient dragon in the middle of the Storm Giant court was, like, you know...
No, we've come to
And then you
expect
had more weirdness on top of that. Like, I don't even know, like... Alright.
Surprise!
That's, yeah, no, you really just dropping them on me today. Alright.
Yeah.
I imagine that your friend here knows his craft. You've made it this far. So, as long as there's no threat of an attack to the city, I've worked with, well, probably shadier types.
Come to think of it, just as an aside, our party is a Goliath king who worships a human god, a Goliath king cleric who worships a human god, two warlocks and a necromancer, and then Crane, who's just like a regular dude.
With a shady network.
Very angry man.
With a shady network.
Well, we're the heroes of this story.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep. All right.
One of us
okay,
definitely has never summoned demons or eldritch horrors. That's never happened.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Malachi has not done that exactly.
So, yeah, you guys have some time.
So we're gonna recast it at, like, before the ship leaves, and then get on.
Yes.
That's the plan. Okay.
Yes.
What time does your ship leave? Like, just
At
like,
dusk.
Early night. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
at dusk. So, in the neighborhood of like 7 o'clock or so. Well, probably more like 6 or so. Yeah, 6 or 7, somewhere near.
So we have time to kill.
And then it'll be back in the morning.
Hmm.
Is if everything goes right, friggin' who knows when you guys walk on board what's gonna happen, but
Clean house.
yeah, friggin' I don't know. I don't try to guess what you guys do anymore. It doesn't usually work.
I have one other request while we're at it. How long do you think it would take to find a ring of spell storing?
I thought we asked for that before.
I did, but I didn't go for it. Now I have the money, so I might as well just...
She says, let's see. Well, first you'd have to check to see if anybody knows of the location of one, has one in their possession that they're willing to part with, or, you know, somebody else's possession that they might be willing to part with. Or, if that doesn't work, I mean, hard to say. I mean, I would conservatively say that kind of artifact, I mean, a couple weeks at the very least.
Okay.
Might be more than that.
Yeah, I fully expect that we're going to be a little out of that most of our significant events are going to happen in the next few days. The way the last few days have gone.
Just they do sound rather exciting.
So.
Well.
All right. Well, then, I guess we've all got our jobs to do, and yeah.
Very well. I will. And she kind of pulls out a piece of paper and starts to write. It's like, I'll send a message ahead for you. Casper, I feel like I should be able to convince him to let you on board with your, armor. Just as long as, I mean...
It's religious.
No... Well, he doesn't care about that. But no weapons can be visible, especially on you.
That's fair. Not even the shield. I'll put the shield away.
That would help. So it's already intimidating enough to have a wall of steel walking on board. Very well. All right. Well, go. Take care of your undead problem, or keep it from being a problem.
You got a captain.
Right. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on this. Starts writing.
Okay. When we go out to cast those spells, I'm going to take the opportunity to ritual cast commune.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 questions. What's the name of your what's the name of your ship, Moyer? The ship you were looking for. You're muted.
You're muted.
What I'm looking for is more.
Nope, didn't get that.
You cut out again.
Morkoth.
That's the one you're
Morkoth.
looking for.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one. My ship or the one we're looking for?
Morkoth. Yeah, well, the one you're looking for.
Okay, yeah, it's Morkoth.
Why were you looking for it?
It destroyed the ship I was sailing on before
Okay.
we started all this.
I see. Okay.
Okay, commune.
What?
3 questions answered with a yes or a no.
Okay. I would like before I cast it, like talk to the group, like brought to the
Sure.
group. Hey, like, is there anything that we should like be trying to find out? Like I can ask some questions to Cord. He might answer them.
Do we ask if a dragon was the one that?
We know that there's another entity that is involved based on the last time I casted the spell.
Right. Do we know specifically if it's a dragon? I mean, it's a fair assumption, but just be totally sure it's not
Okay.
something else.
Okay. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Not really.
Ask the magic conch if I can have some food.
I think you would say no because you can't eat.
Hang on, I might want to cast something else that's not yes
Oh,
or no's.
and something to know. Those conches that you had, they were left with you, which you guys still have them. Like that, they were not confiscated or anything like that.
At any time, in quotation marks, we could teleport back to the port.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. It seems that you have earned a level of trust.
Okay, in that case, okay, I'll cast it. My first question is...
Well, plus they want you to come back anyway, so, you know,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be difficult. You can get there without it, just ain't easy.
My first question is,
Sure.
Is the person pulling the strings behind the casino, the casino owner, is that person a dragon?
No.
Okay. Is Hecaton alive?
There's kind of a pause.
If my deity doesn't know, you could say unsure.
Yeah. There's a bit of a pause, and you just hear, Hecaton is shrouded from view.
Is there some sort of other deity? Is the thing that's pushing behind the scenes some sort of other deity then? They're
You get
hiding it from.
Yeah, you get another response back that says, not a deity, something powerful, also shrouded.
All right, so that's my 3 questions. So there you go. Yeah, so I kind of related the group. It's not a dragon. We don't know if Hecaton's alive. It has the power to hide. They have the power to hide Hecaton from Cord, and then also it's some kind of like supernatural power, but not a god.
Why would they? I don't think Hecaton's dead because if he were alive, they wouldn't shroud him from us.
Maybe
Unless they were trying to use his
use it as a
kidnapping as
trap.
leverage
Mm-hmm.
for
Oh yeah,
royal
and then-
court.
Fair. Okay. Well. Yeah. I figured I'd try to get some more information. But.
All right.
Cool.
So.
Re-up spells.
Yeah, you go out, redo your spells. You are good until, like a couple hours before dusk the next day. So you plenty of time to come back.
Righty.
So, you have a disguise to work out.
Yeah. What are you gonna look like, Ethan?
I
Random
mean,
Joshua Noble?
and you can walk around and look for, kind of the general area, how people look. If you want to pick one particular person, it seems just as long as you look like someone who is of importance, that you have some sort of
We
sway.
could kidnap somebody and
Like you could even be like a business person, or maybe like a business
Brain,
person
you know
who's
what that
like
would look like, right? You know what that person would look like.
yeah.
So, does the hat require attunement?
Yes.
which he has had time for if you want.
I mean, at most what I would say is I walk around with Crane for a little bit.
Sure.
Since we have time to kill.
Mhm.
I'm just like, hey, point out beautiful people to me.
I just start pointing left and right.
Yeah.
And
Ethan, it's like it's totally you're like you thought one person was like, wow, that person looks pretty important. Crane, you look over and you're just like, dude, that's like a servant.
Dude, it's fancy clothes though.
He has clothes. Yes.
But yeah, you take a look around the who's who of Waterdeep. Waterdeep is an area that is on the river, and it does get a fair amount of travel through it.
We're
So they're
Waterdeep? I thought we were in
not
Yartar.
Waterdeep. Sorry, Yartar. My bad.
Wait.
That's-
Wait. You know what we could do? Why would we even make Ethan do his disguise self? I could just wear some nobles clothes and get on board.
Because this is easy.
We have a
He can
skill.
do disguise. It's easy for him to do disguise self.
I mean, if they start asking questions he doesn't know the answer to,
That's why you're answering.
and if they don't like me answering,
So
Instead of
I'm
saying-
too important to answer
He doesn't.
them.
He doesn't speak to riffraff.
Yeah.
what if the riffraff is like
My money
another
speaks
noble?
for it myself. There you go.
you don't have to copy a noble. You just copy some random and just give them nice clothes.
Like I don't have to be like someone in like that they
noticeable.
know of.
Yeah.
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 So, but yeah, so that in Yartar, in this area where there's lots of different kind of influences and stuff, it does seem like over time, maybe just in an attempt to one up the person next to you, to shine more brightly, I mean, like I said, there's a whole lot of popularity contesting going on. Lots of bright colors. Bright colors are very common. Flashing bits of gold worked into your, like wearing gold as attire, whether it's like lining certain things or having like opulent like kind of golden necklaces and things like that. Very common. Jewels on the fingers and rings and things like that. But bright colors. And some people really go all out on it. I mean, some people just try to jam as much color into their outfit as they can, and it's like too much. It's too much. But that appears to be like the big thing. It's just lots of bright color. Maybe some hard to find dyes and stuff like that.
Got it. So basically, you want me to be like Joseph from Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh yeah, dude, friggin' rock out.
I mean, okay, got it. I mean, and the song they even said a king would stop and stare. So
All right, I'm gonna put my shield and my longsword in the bag of holding.
Okay. I will say your entire armory might, like, I don't think all of that could fit in the bag of holding.
Well, we've distributed some of it
Yeah.
amongst the skeletons and whatnot. So
Yeah, I would say anything that you want to, like, that you couldn't fit inside the bag of holding, though, like you could, Amity would be willing to hold on for you, like, no problem. So I would say everybody pick, like, I mean, it's typically not a problem, but just like pick one weapon, you know. Shields are gonna start taking up some space, but you can probably get a couple shields in the bag of holding as well. You do have a lot of stuff in there though, so it's kind of
We only
But
had one shield in there, right?
Yeah, let me look at this.
so. All right.
No, because Yarrow was using one.
What
Because
shield
it
though?
gives him 2 free AC.
I can't use a shield.
Oh, you
I'm
can't.
not. I'm not.
He
hexblade.
doesn't know. You don't know how.
I don't know how to use a shield. Base warlocks do not know how to
Oh,
use
right,
shields.
we had a whole thing about that.
Yeah,
What the
well,
fuck?
Moyer can because he's hexblade, but I can't.
So
Master. You can use it.
anyway, you all store up your stuff. You hide it inside of good old Ethan's rib cage, since it's made of cloth. It doesn't really jingle around or anything like that. It's just cloth. The rest of it's in another dimension. So yeah, it's actually, and then he disguises himself with whatever it is he wants to disguise himself with, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good way to go about it.
That's his name.
So,
What
Yeah,
is
it's
my
my
name?
Sir Hugh Man.
that's a good one, Tyler. I like that. I don't fucking know. Let's go to D&D Human Name Generator.
Pretty sure there's a noble one for that, so you should go to that one.
This is important.
What if we make it like a mysterious name, like the
What house?
Jasper Hillingham.
Posh names.
Tobias Lockhart. That's-
or like
Lockhart's not a bad last name, but I don't know about Tobias.
Wow, dude.
Bartholomew Griffin.
Hey,
That's a good one.
I wish to be named Arthas Minithril.
You know what?
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
You was the noble.
That's what you want. As you just like, you know, some lost memory, some name you don't know. There's a legend. You know this name was important. You don't remember the story that's connected to it, but you just remember once upon a time you heard a story about it, and it's probably somebody important.
Or
Arthas
can I
it
be
is.
like Bolvar Faux Dragon?
Be whoever you want, dude.
you just need to whatever Hunter needs to remember the name that he chooses. That's all that really matters.
They call yeah, dude. No, I'm Arthas. Hello.
So
Okay.
you're Lord. I'm going to refer to you as Lord Minithril.
Okay.
Fuck. Wait, where are you Lord of?
I'm gonna be the silent type.
I mean, I'm
What do you-
actually a prince, good sir.
Where? That is not gonna. That's not a good idea. So where are you Lord of?
You're asking a man who spent a majority of his life in a floating castle. I have no fucking idea! You're the one that actually roamed around being free.
No. Okay. You're a merchant lord.
With your skin and stuff.
Yeah.
You're a merchant lord, and you trade in ivory.
What the fuck? What's ivory?
Wait.
Just pick.
I have a rock that's shaped like a human skull.
You do.
You deal. You're a rock merchant.
I
It's
feel
not
like
very
shit. I missed a
lucrative.
better word.
I have proof of it.
It's not very lucrative.
Wait, what's Ethan know about lucrative?
No. Wait, no. This is perfect. The Mines of Fendelver. You're a
Yeah.
merchant lord who just got
Fandolin.
super rich there.
Fandolin, yeah.
Yeah, Fandolin.
Yeah.
You're a merchant lord who just got super rich at
You
Fandolin.
got rich because you paid a couple of dwarves to go find the mine, and now, yeah, you're
Yeah, you
I'm
hired.
pumping out magic items. Got
Yeah, exactly. See, this is a good cover story. Okay.
Oh, that's good
So-
because we know everything about it. So like, if somebody
Yeah.
for some reason knew about
I
it, then
mean, yeah, we're not lying when we say that happened.
Yeah.
exactly. That's literally who we are. You know, like we
We did that. That was us.
that was us.
We literally did that. Yeah.
We aren't
We
actually
literally
making
have
money
part
off
of the
it, but
profit
we
from it,
did
actually.
literally do that. Yes,
Can
All right.
confirm.
that's our backstory. What actually is our backstory? There you go. Done.
Yeah. Okay. So Lord Manithril, merchant lord who just got super rich off of the mines of Vindelver.
Yes.
Got it.
All right.
I think we're ready.
The mines of Pandelbelver.
Yes.
Mines of I'll correct you if you ever need to say it.
All right.
You're too important to know what
Wait,
it's called.
Spandalin. Spandalver
So-
is
Yeah.
the book.
Yes. Okay. So, what's your disguise look like? Hey, man, this is part of it.
Oh no!
What you got for me?
What's that?
Do I go full Joseph up in here?
I mean, do you want a rainbow coat?
I don't want a rainbow coat.
Go with the rainbow coat. You have seen people who have like 6 different colors in their attire. Like that is not uncommon. Like this is probably the most tasteful way you could pull that off.
Saw a lizard man wearing a tie-dye suit.
Yeah, dude, freaking weird.
Most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
That's so stupid.
It's like a purple tie-dye suit too.
Yeah, our
God
boy,
damn it, Hunter!
our boy
God.
Eric from the other campaign was a lizard man, and he got himself a tie-dye suit because that's what you do apparently. Wasn't it made of like silk?
Yeah.
It was
God.
That's not how
He's like a
Lizard
monk
folk
running
act at all.
around in a silk tie-dye suit like a
It
freaking
costs
moron.
like 300 gold.
It costs so much.
Yeah, the way that he described it, he was like, like that felt material.
Oh my
It's just
god.
Like, that's what I want. It's just like, okay.
That was so bad. I'm so glad that thing's gone.
That's not how lizard folk act at all.
No, dude, he is the
Alright.
least lizard folk.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a cleric lizard folk who's extremely intelligent.
So,
And
They're honest,
back in this
like,
timeline. Oh yes, I know. Same time. Blah blah blah. This campaign. Shut up, Hunter.
I didn't say anything.
You were going to.
Uh-uh.
So, anyway, is there anything else to do, or you guys want to start heading for the boat whenever that time comes?
I think we just head for the boat.
All right.
I can't think of anything else.
You find your way over to the Grand Dame, on which is the name of the ship, on which the Golden Goose Casino is located.
This is my coat.
So you got a rainbow coat thing going on?
Yes.
Is that a cape behind it?
Oh my god. There any other? Yeah, very very elaborate. Do you have any other kind of like details, anything like that? Just a human dude walking in with a rainbow coat?
The most beautiful human dude that Crane pointed me out, like looking.
Yeah.
Not exact.
What race?
Oh yeah, you got that chiseled jawline, but it's clean shaven, but like you look like freaking Fabio. Got the long blowing, blonde hair.
I passed my lust check. We're good.
Hold on, here. Let me find when Donny Osmond, played this character, and yes.
All right.
Okay.
So you've got your fabulous outfit set and ready to go. You're looking good. The rest of you motley crew following along.
Yep.
Yeah, so you find your way to the docks. People have started to gather. You can see there's another entrance. There's another entrance down near the back of the boat where you see some of the help is entering on. Looks like people for like cooking, entertainers, rowing, all sorts of different members of the crew. So anyway, so you all come up, and on board there is a woman. She's got a very kind of like stern face. She's got this kind of a golden robe that's got like these 6 green snakes on it. Crane, you recognize this as Pao Ming. She is the wizard who is in charge of a lot of the security and making sure that people don't cheat in the gambling hall, things like that. She's like essentially, like, you could say, like, one of the officers of the boat, basically. There's a captain of the crew, and then there's her, and then above them, there's Casper. So that's kind of the power structure there. So she's like tier 2. So she's just kind of like overlooking as people are entering on board. Just kind of like, I mean, barely even a nod. She's very just like kind of stone faced. She's a very serious type. And as you walk up, there's kind of a younger man who meets all of you, and it says, yes, can I have your name, please?
This is Lord Minithril.
Lord Minithril. All right, and he starts taking a little notes down. He's like, really, lord, where from?
Well, he's from the region around Mines of Fendelvin.
Mines of Fendelvin.
You know, Phandalin.
Fen? Well, that's a little bit of a... Did they even have lords there? That's a little bit of a backwater town, isn't it? He kind of sits, he kind of looks at all of you, and he's like, so you're a lord? And he's just kind of keenly looking at Ethan. He's just like, I mean, your clothing looks dazzling.
I want to use Panache on him.
What's that?
He has to make an insight check versus my persuasion, and if he fails, he becomes charmed by me for a minute. Or not charmed. Yes, charmed. Yes.
Okay. Insight,
But
you
it's
said?
not like the magic way, like the old-fashioned, like you're actually just using your charm.
He's not beating a 28.
No, because he got like an 11. All right, so you're out here and you're kind of spinning this, you know. He's just like, oh, all right. It's mine, you said. Must be a bit of an up and comer. And then he kind of like takes a look around. He kind of takes stock of your whole group. He looks over at Malachi. And he says, so. And he stops. He's like, is
there a problem?
by any chance, do you know an Amity? Are you the? Oh, you're the group. You know, I was wondering, but then I saw the Goliath. I was warned about you. Right. Yes, of course.
Warned about us. That's not good.
Well,
That's not
told
good.
you were coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like watch out for these.
These fucks!
Yeah. She's like, oh well, my apologies. Lord Minithril of Phandalin. Well, all right. Yes. Well, you have some sort of connection with Amity. She's well known here in the town. Of course, come on board. And he waves you aboard.
Awesome.
And he kind of goes, oh, and any weapons, please leave behind. You have been pointing. Your bodyguard here has been given special permission to have his armor. But no weapons, please.
Of course. Wouldn't dream of it.
And he's like, right, well, welcome aboard. Enjoy your time here at the Golden Goose. And you all step on board. There's some people around. You see some other people very fancily dressed who are kind of pointing at the group. As you kind of start to walk around the ship, a lot of looks over at like Yarl with the fancy like the feathers and everything, and some of them are like super into it. Like one lady comes up to Yarl and she's like, "Where did you buy that mask? That's brilliant."
It's a trade secret.
What kind of trade?
Oh no!
Straight from the Feywild.
And she's just like,
I'm a
see,
Feywild explorer.
I'm from a textile family, and I mean, it's just a mask of this make. I've never seen it before. It's stunning. I think. I mean, who knows? Like maybe could we potentially buy it off of you?
No.
All right. All right.
Very, very specially made.
I understand. I'm a bit of a collector myself. Just have to, burn this into my memory, and I feel.
I swear to God, next time we
feel
come
a
into
little
Yard
inspired. Who knows what all?
Yeah,
It's just,
I'm gonna be so
just like
pissed.
blue feathers everywhere. She's just like, that is something else.
That's the new fashion statement.
So yes, you find your way aboard. I mean, and it's you're ushered onto like the main deck. It looks like the lower deck is all like where a lot of there's many oars coming out of the side of this boat, and below deck is where a lot of that happens. It's mostly just the area where the rowers go. The main deck is a lot of the dining area, the kitchen, and the gambling hall. Towards the back of the boat on the upper deck, there is a room where there's entertainers, singers, dancers, things like that. The rest of the upper deck is generally you were mentioned just anywhere that says crew only, please respect that. The bridge is up there and all of that, and crew chambers, things like that. So the main deck is yours, and near the back of the upper deck, the kind of the entertainment lounge is available to you. Like a little dance hall thing. As you are welcomed aboard, you just see, obvious just luxury and opulence and people flashing wealth. You are offered, little snacks and drinks as you board. In the dining hall, very, very fine food is being prepared and enjoyed by guests. In the gambling hall, you have people exchanging large stacks of gold for these wooden tokens that have a golden goose painted on them, much like the one you have with you. This is most definitely where it came from, and you see them all around as people are gambling with these chips. You see as you kind of get settled in, and maybe make some talk. I'm gonna say, let's see. So, anytime somebody comes up and tries to talk with the group, Crane, are you taking point on that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Crane, roll a general charisma check for me, just to see how well you kind of ingratiate the group.
What is my charisma? Plus 2. That is a 15.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, most people are. I mean, a lot people kind of at first looking at your group. Some of them kind of seem a little like. There's some people who have like a little bit of like a disdain for it. Like you're not like maybe some of you aren't quite up like to the standard, Although Ethan's rainbow coat's been catching a lot of eyes. But you've talked with some people and engage and generally your group is actually seen by a couple hours in as just kind of they're interesting. You're less of a disdain, more of just like these are interesting people. They hear a bit about this noble from Phandalin. You hear lots of like noble. I didn't know they had nobles over there, and just interested in how they do things over there.
Murdering lots of things. That's what we did.
In the gambling hall,
lots of bad things.
In the gambling hall, you see Pao Ming is making rounds, and the boat is now pulling away and taking off. You feel a slight movement of the boat as it moves its way upriver. Is there anything you guys would like to do? You're like, how do you engage with all of this? It's a lot of sounds, a lot of voices.
How much money is being generally flashed around? Like, are we talking like gold pieces at a time? We're talking like tens of gold pieces at a time. Like, what are we looking at?
We're talking there are some who come aboard with a couple thousand. That is not uncommon. Yeah, there's thousands of and sometimes then there's bits of platinum and things like that. This is a large amount of wealth. And you definitely see that these are important, very rich people. So, to the town, the city. So, yeah, Crane, it's kind of a weird, like, oddly nostalgic for you. You're like, oh, this is first job, and you're in the gambling hall. This is where you spent most of your time, kind of patrolling the outside, reporting to Pao Ming, and it's just like now you're on this side of it.
It's been a long time.
It has.
Chances of her recognizing me?
No.
I figured.
No, she doesn't recognize a security guard that helped out for like a couple nights or something like that, and then went off to do other things. Like, no.
Not important enough.
No, not at all.
Didn't impress her enough, I guess is what I should say. I could have done better. I really
I feel like the whole time Crane honestly would just be like complaining that he's just like on like random guard duty, like he wants to do something more important.
Or he's really passive aggressive with these stupid ass rich people who are throwing fucking gold at each other.
Oh yeah, and for somebody who grew up in the boonies,
it's like, where's the bathroom, sir? I piss off the side.
I could see that happening, and maybe that's why you only had a few nights on the job, and then they directed you elsewhere. They're just figuring out your skill set. Hospitality, not one of them.
When Lady Mage walks around, how much of my Magear kind of like radar, but
yeah,
it's like Gadar, but for wizards.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to size up how well versed she is.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I fought some pretty strong magic users.
And you are well versed in magic yourself.
Yeah. So I think I could adequately
roll.
Get a sense.
I'm gonna say I think an Arcana check makes sense in this scenario. That or an Insight, but I think Arcana. I say if you're specifically looking for her, yeah, we'll say Arcana. I'll give you different things. 23. So you take a look at her. You do notice she has a component pouch, on her belt, and her robe that you look at that is a magical robe. Oh yeah, you have detect magic. Yeah. Yeah. It is most definitely a magical robe. She appears to be proficient at the very least. And you know that she is kind of like part of the security here. She's making sure she makes sure everybody's kind of above board and not cheating. You do notice as you've been watching her, there's a particular table she's got her eye on. There's been what?
Not ours.
No. There's a particular table that she's keeping her eye on. There's one noble in particular who seems to be just on a really good winning streak, and she's watching them very closely. And
magic eyes. Do you see anything?
You notice that kind of in the corner, she tries, like, you see her cast a spell.
Wait, fuck, damn it! I was gonna earn brownie points.
Oh wait, were you trying to approach her, or?
Yeah, I was gonna have magic eyes be like cheating.
Oh, so are you trying to?
Me?
Yeah.
What exactly do you want?
Yes, your magic eyes.
Are they cheating?
Okay. Not. You don't see any sort of magic coming from the table.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anything like that. But you see her kind of cast a spell and look real keenly at this person.
Probably reading his fucking thoughts, like, hey, these losers.
Just like real closely, and then kind of like stops, nods to herself, and continues to move on and starts looking elsewhere. And then shortly after, you see this guy's winning streak comes to like a grinding halt. Like he loses most of what he just earned in the last half hour. And she's just like,
got it. She's cheating.
You're not 100% sure.
Dang.
You saw a spell being cast, but I mean, who knows? But anytime there's some sort of individual who she's curious of, she kind of keeps an eye on. Sometimes you see a spell cast. At one point, you do see one individual, who is you just kind of hear shout like as she does this, and then as she notices something, and then walks over to this individual who's having another hot streak of sorts. There's some shouting. There's some accusations. There's some flailing of arms, and you all see a couple cards that's kind of dropped to the floor that seem to be kind of hidden away in the person's clothes, and that person is escorted out.
Fuck, I could have done that.
So it does appear that she has some sort of way of figuring out if somebody's cheating or not. So
she can get us into Casper 100%. I will go talk to her.
As a retainer.
Yes.
What if we just win big and she comes along? Yeah.
That's the fucking gambler in you talking. Don't even.
If there's thousands of gold going around, we actually don't have a lot of money to lose. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So when she walks away, like, and she starts making rounds again, I want to go up and talk to her.
Sure.
Cast guidance on you.
Okay.
Before you do that.
And
Sure.
like immediately once I greet her and start talking, I went to use panache.
Okay. So you come up, and she looks at you and she says, "Anything I can do for you?"
Yeah. My lord Minithril would really like to visit Casper.
Go ahead and go. So panache is the insight.
Yeah. Which I assume she's really good at because 24.
Yes.
Did you
wait,
roll
did you
use
the
guidance?
D4?
No.
Be ready for any spell stuff.
27.
You got it.
Okay. Well, I have yet to roll above single digits. So, there's that.
Well, it helps that I have a plus.
So it's-
I had a plus 13. Then.
It's an 8 to that.
Anyway, so she nods, just like, okay, very well. She's like, well, to be honest, I mean, you'll see him around. If he likes to come down, talk with guests, should be down shortly.
okay. He likes to
He'll
meet.
make the round about every hour or so.
Oh,
He'll be here soon. I don't know, stand out, and he'll probably come talk to you. He likes to talk to newcomers, and I don't believe I've seen your group here before.
No.
You got a recommendation from Amity, was it?
Yes.
He'll be interested to talk to you. He'll be by.
Understood.
In the meantime, enjoy yourselves. We have wonderful food in the dining hall down the hallway.
All right. Well, then I guess I will be off to my lord.
So, nods to you. Looks back.
I walk back and I'm like, well, it looks like Casper's coming to us at some point.
Yeah.
Or then we're just gonna have to mingle.
Yeah, and you have been for a while. Yes.
Guys, we got 2 coins to spend.
Do we have anything?
I mean,
not
you
spending
can,
any
there
coins.
is an area you can exchange
Got 1
gold.
coin to spend.
You can
Wait,
exchange
didn't
gold
those
for
coins
tokens.
Didn't those tokens have something like inscribed on it, or no? It was just.
It was a golden goose emblem.
Okay, so. Is there
So
anything we can? We need a strategy when he comes to meet us where we can make a public conversation private very quickly. Is there anything we can do with that?
Dude, I'm sure we can talk. Maybe you're trying to,
Talk
do
about
business.
Tell me
Yeah.
to do business in private. Exactly.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
do
yeah,
business in front of all the.
Yeah.
Prying eyes and ears.
I'm pretty sure if we start to talk about like magic weapons and needing to get rid of them, he'll be more than happy.
That's fair. That's fair.
So,
Okay.
and yeah, and sure enough, within, the next half hour or so, you see, Crane, you recognize him. Malachi, you recognize him because you scryed on him. This fat, kind of foppish looking man with these dark green clothing, walking down from the entertainment area up above, and you see on his shoulder is an octopus. It's the one that you saw in that Malachi you saw in the aquarium. Crane, you're like, oh yeah, he does that. Like as he's just kind of like absent-mindedly like petting it and talking with people, and people are fascinated like with this pet octopus.
What does the shape look like?
An octopus.
The boat, the casino boat. It looks like a big old looks like a big old boat. Pretty standard, except for it's very rich looking. So yeah, he's walking around. He's got this octopus on it, just kind of like showing it off or whatever. And he's kind of working his way around, talking to people, and you hear him just like, "Oh, how good to see you again." He looks around, and then his eye stops on your group. Kind of
I
cocks.
cast light on the robe.
So
It's a shining.
Ethan's and this is a bright freaking light. So
Wait, what? Yeah. I cast light on your robe.
yeah.
Oh, dex check.
So your robe is just lit up, and everybody's just like, I mean,
We
it's
have it under the robe, and it's like towards, kind of like makes the colors shine. I'm like a disco ball, kind of.
Yeah.
sure, yeah, with the weird, illusion with the, yeah, I mean, it is like, it turns into, yeah, like this just rainbow of color, and everybody just like turns and looks at like you hear a couple gasps, and then like you see like one person's like, okay, now that is too much. Like, I know I'm not one to talk, but that's a little much.
And I drop it. Like, we got everyone's attention. That's all I wanted.
I'm sure that's some jealousy.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you think that might be happening with whatever that person's deal was over there. But it's like, if you were at like, I don't know, like a you're all in a dark room and somebody takes a picture or something, forgets to turn off the flash, like at a concert or something like that, and everybody's just like, what the frick? It's like that. And so there's a smile that crosses Casper's face, and he walks over, goes up to Ethan. He's just like, "Well, someone's got a flair for the dramatic."
Yes, he does.
Just turns to you. He's like, "Well, my name is Casper. I am the owner of the Golden Goose Casino and the Grand Dame. I hope you're enjoying your time here. I don't think I've seen you lot before.
we're
Tell me,
newcomers.
where do you hail from?"
Well, my lord here comes from the town of Fandolin.
Fandolin, eh? It's a tiny little town. Really? They have lords. Didn't know.
It's a recent thing. There's the mines of Fendelver recently opened up after an intrepid group of dashing and amazing adventurers cleared it out, and it is now pumping out magic weapons.
He says, well, I mean, the adventuring types, they have their uses, but let's not put them on too high of a pedestal.
He has a crush on one of them.
Yeah, and he says, like, oh, what kind of mine is this? We talking gold? We talking silver? Platinum?
Nothing that non-lucrative. It's only the sale of magic weapons and armor.
Do you mean to tell me that they just like, what, they mine magical items out of the rock? It's quite the
I'm
story.
not going to give away trade secrets, but there's a peculiar way.
He's just like,
Makes it much easier.
he's like, the manufacture of magical items has been lost for a very long time. There's tales that some places have figured out how to do it, but it's a very well kept secret. If this is true, it does sound very lucrative. I'm sure that if you're agreeable to it, we could work out some sort of a business arrangement, perhaps.
Of course, I think my lord would be very interested in that.
And he says, "Well," he looks over at this octopus that's kind of like, this octopus does not look happy. It's not happy about being out of the water. That's not where it belongs. That's not where it wants to be. And it's been out for a little bit, and it's just kind of like it's just like its tentacles are kind of like curling up on itself. It's just like if an octopus could scowl, it would. And he's just like, well, my little kipper over here that gets a little cranky when he's out of the tank for too long. I should really go put him back. If you'd like, maybe talk in my quarters upstairs.
Of course, I think my lord would be very interested in that, right? And I look over.
So you've been very quiet there.
I stare you like.
I'm sorry. What was your name?
My lord's name is Arthas Minithril.
Arthas Minithril. I'll have to.
When he was a boy, he got punched in the throat. It makes speaking a little difficult for him. That's why.
Oh, that's roll a deception check for me. So with
Hold on, with advantage because I don't have a throat.
He speaks the truth.
Oh my god. So
Deception? No!
he got
Persuasion.
he got a 12. Okay. So with heartfelt sincerity, there's a tear in your eye as you recount how your lord got punched in the throat and his voice is never the same. It's tragic. And a little tear.
That's good.
He has to
because
wipe.
My deception is awful.
He has to
It's a
wipe
+2.
He has to wipe the corner of his eye, and he's just like, "Ah, that is tragic. Please, I encourage you. Come." He says, "Let us speak," and he stops. He's like, "I'm so sorry. This way." And he leads you. He leads you up the stairs, out of the gambling hall, into like where the entertainment room is. There's kind of like this smoky room. There's dancers. There's soft singing, some music being played. And then there's a little hall, like a door, and above it there's a bronze plaque that says "Crew Only." He leads you through that. He says, "Please, come along." And he brings you into into the hallway, down a couple doors, and into the right, and you see. Malachi, you've seen this room before. Crane, you were never up here. You never were privy to this area. But Malachi, you've seen it. This is where he was when you scryed on him. You see this large tank in the center of the room, and he goes and he places his little octopus down in there, which appears so much happier in this tank as it kind of just like goes and it sulks in the corner a little bit. And he's just like he pulls out a chair for Ethan. There's only one other one in there. And
Are
he
we
comes.
alone?
I look at Crane. I'm just like,
Yeah,
Are we
and in this room you don't see anybody else besides the octopus.
Okay, actually, important note. Looking on the ground, do I see any teleportation circles?
Roll a perception check.
Or can I just?
You have to detect magic.
he has eyeballs.
But let him roll his perception check.
Magic eyes, go!
I think my perception's a +9, so 17.
Okay. Moira, you already know there's nothing in here, but Crane, you scan the floor. You're like, all right, we're clear. It appears no sort of teleportation or anything of that sort. But Casper pulls out this chair for you, and then sits along the other side of this very like heavy looking like mahogany desk. And he kind of leans back in his chair. He pulls out this pipe with and he starts loading it with some tobacco, and he says, "Care for some?" As he looks to Ethan.
I have no
So I look-
fucking clue what that is.
I look over to Malachi and I like kind of give like a nod, and then I start walking towards
And
the
I
desk.
cast Zone of truth.
Okay.
I walk towards the desk and I pull out a coin and flip it onto the table, like the coin, like the.
Okay. So you're do a. As odd as it sounds, roll a performance check for me.
Just like flick it into his eyeball.
10.
10. Okay. So he does start to notice a little something going on while you're walking. I was thinking how well you keep his attention while
I mean, he
Malachi's.
immediately knows that he's in a zone of truth or not.
Yeah.
Like that's
so,
the thing. That's the point of the spell.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Malachi begins to cast, and he's like, "Wait, what is this?"
I
only
like
takes an
surprise.
And go ahead, and so he rolls a check against it.
Yeah, charisma save.
Oh, charisma? Ah.
As stated before, I do not get to roll above single digits. That is not a thing that I get to do. I'm going to check to see what his charisma is, but I don't think it matters. So let me check. Just do my due diligence, but I don't think he does it. All right, so that is a fat 10.
Okay.
So you cast the spell. It works. He can.
You guys might want to try and save against it, by the way.
Oh,
Do I
I'm in
have
the
to?
zone, yeah.
Let's close.
I say Crane for sure is right up next to him. So, and it's
think
not a very big. It's not a very big room. So,
I think I barely 15.
Nah, failed.
Wait, really? Is your save 16?
17.
17.
okay.
Huh.
So Crane has to tell the truth.
We're all
Geralt.
making.
Yeah,
okay.
everybody.
Okay.
It's not a big room.
Alright, this
22.
is where I can.
Not 20.
All right, Moyer.
Alright.
I am
You're good.
telling the truth.
Geralt's good. Crane, and Ethan. You're all of a sudden like, yeah, you feel this take hold, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm telling the truth now. All right.
I really didn't have a problem doing that before.
Yeah, it's all you were talking anyway. So, okay.
So I
but-
respond to him when he's like, "What is this?" And I'm just, "Forgive me. I just want to make sure that everyone's being truthful for this, for the purpose of this discussion."
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm trying to keep
It's
the
working
guys.
on me too.
I mean, I kind of wanted to like that. I wanted to be intimidating.
Oh, did you want to do intimidation?
yeah.
Because how you
Yeah,
deliver that, if you want to go intimidation, roll it.
I was planning on trying to intimidate him.
If that's how you guys want to do it.
Intimidation.
Sure, yeah. The delivery is very key. That could go either way.
6.
Okay.
I'll do abjure enemy. Then you make a wisdom saving throw.
Why? What?
So more spells are getting cast.
Yeah.
There's a wizard
What's
who
the
is
It's
anti-cheating
channel
device.
divinity.
what's the save?
What?
It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
What is abjuration? I mean,
Once
you
again-
get advantage or something, right?
No, they're basically frightened me, and their speed is reduced to 0.
That's fine.
I'm
Ish.
trying to scare them, right?
I was gonna talk to him.
Well, no,
I
it's
didn't need to make him
paralyzed,
shit
he's can't
himself.
he's not scared of you. It's fine.
Dude, once again, I can't roll above single digits. With a modifier, we got up to 11. So that's nice.
Fails.
Of course it does.
Okay.
So at this
Anyway,
point,
I tell Crane, I'm like, he can't lie.
yeah,
Let's-
spells are being
let's
cast.
get
He's just like, and then he just looks over at Moyer, and then like there's a strange flash of like some sort of like energy from Moyer's eyes, and fear grips him, and you kind of hear him say, Pow, kind of calling out, Pow Ming.
All right, well, we need to ask questions. now.
What do you guys do?
So as after I flip the coin on his desk, I'm like, well, this little thing was found on the deceased member of the Royal Court of the Storm Giants.
Wait, so, I might know something about the Storm Giants. I might know something about King Hecaton. You
Listen,
didn't
you know
you
you're
didn't
a
say
puppet. You
that.
don't have to
Okay,
die.
so you did. Okay, so do I know? I might, if I might be a part of a group called the Kraken Society. There was Hecaton, the king, might be on a ship circling the purple rocks in the northern trackless sea called the Morkoth. Well, and then he stops. And his eyes, like, he was scared before, and his eyes go even wider, but he's not looking at Moyer. He's like, no, you don't, I didn't want to. They magically made me, and then, like, all of a sudden, he just, like, grips his head and screams in agony. And he just falls.
Is he dead?
There is massive amounts of blood just streaming from his nose.
Nice.
And, like, yeah. You go over, you check his he's dead.
I'm like, Crane, you need to leave.
The conches.
No, we don't need to pull the conscious. We just walk out like nothing happened. That's what we do.
He screamed in agony, and the guard is coming. We either jump off the side or we use the conches.
Octopus isn't magical, is it?
Do what?
The octopus isn't magical, is it?
No.
Okay. It's a spy.
All right.
So how
So
close are we to the edge of the ship? Could we?
you are
feasibly
you
run
are
and dive in?
indoors right now. You know the general layout. You are up on the upper deck. There is like there's the hallway. There is another door to the outside, like where this you kind of walk along the edge. That is like just across from like a little bit down the hall, but not too far away from the room you're in.
I have one of Frank's situational surprises. Guess what Frank prepared for today?
What did Frank prepare?
Frank prepared because he knew we were going to be on a ship. Frank prepared water walking.
All right.
So, I'm like this way, and I push outside, then through that door, and I cast it.
I don't need it.
You can already walk on water.
Wait, really? Oh, you have the boost?
No. I just don't need to breathe, so I'm gonna fucking...
It's faster to run along water than swim though.
Yeah, it's way faster.
How many people can
I'm
you
gonna
cargo
be
with
like a
walking?
submarine.
I can
a
dimension
lot.
door 2 of us out.
No, it's a lot though. It's
So you guys, yeah. So this just happened. You check him. You're like, oh, he's dead. This doesn't look good.
whatever. They don't know who
Is
we
there
are.
anything magical in the room? Magic
Except
guys?
there's a giant man with a plate mail who will
Look.
be buried.
Okay.
Willing
Quick
creatures, by the way.
quick scan around the room. No, there isn't anything magical in there.
Alright, we're peace.
Nope, we leave. We fucking book it. I think.
Okay, so you go out the hall. You go out the hallway. Then down to the left, there's a door you just passed. You run over to that. You start to crack that open. You guys start to file outside, and as you do, you kind of like Crane. You're waving people through, and you look over, and you see Pao Ming coming up the stairs.
Look.
And she looks over, and he's like, "You there? Stop!"
I stop.
You do. I want to
And I look at him
surprise.
like, something happened in there. Attack.
It's like to Casper.
Yeah, he's gone.
How long does your charm last? Like a minute?
A minute.
Okay, so it's worn off, but
Yeah.
I mean, she's still okay. So she's like, "Wait, stay right there. Why is that? Why are you heading outside?
Well, to get away. I don't know what happened.
Let me go check. I'll go
his
check.
head just,
Stay.
like,
I'll go check.
exploded.
Stay right there. Actually, persuasion check.
Wait, am I in the doorway?
Persuasion check. I mean, you could hear. I think you just went through. Like, but I mean, you could easily poke your head back inside.
Because
Persuasion
I'm
is
just gonna
26.
cast. I'm just gonna cast another zone of truth.
Mhm.
Can I catch both of them in a zone of truth?
She's a little. What's the radius? I think she's like probably 30 feet down the hallway. So I don't think so.
Okay, never mind then. It's not
But
that far.
okay, so she's like, stay right there. I'll go check on him.
His head exploded from something I couldn't see. I'm
And
not
sh-
staying here.
And she's like, stay there, and then goes into this other like down the hallway a couple doors and goes into that room. She's out of sight for now. You guys book it?
Yeah, I'm casting fog cloud behind us in the hallway.
All right. Yeah. Slaps down a fog cloud, and you all jump out into the river. Malachi then casts water walk, and you all can walk along the water, and you could just book it and back towards Yartar, or is that where you guys want to go?
We need to talk to Amity. We need immunity. Yes.
All right. So you're booking it back towards Yartar. It's gonna take a while to get you there. You've gone upriver a ways. The boat is continuing to move. There's this massive fog cloud up on top of it, and then you start to hear some voices from... It's nighttime by this point, so it's actually really hard to spot you guys. But you do hear voices coming from the boat as you guys just take off down the river.
Who's gonna be looking on the river for people?
That's fair.
I mean... eh.
Follow our
So...
footsteps.
So yeah, you guys are booking
Maybe
it.
I might have heard like the splashing.
Yeah, you guys are booking it back, running along the top of the water back towards Zartar. Within a couple hours, you get there.
I'm going straight for Amity.
Sure.
Like.
At this point,
stop.
it's pretty late into the night. You don't. She's like not at her office. There is one trusted individual at the 24-hour fighting arena that...
I cast sending to send her a message.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. What do you send to Amity?
We need to meet with you ASAP. The ship we're looking for is connected to Hecaton's disappearance. Meet us by the fighting pits.
Yeah.
You can respond to this message.
Oh, yeah. She responds back, is a little sleepy looking. She's just like, or not looking, sounding. And she says, very well, I will be there shortly. I hope things are all right. Also, I know how sending works. And so you guys go to the underground fighting pit underneath Barney's, and there Amity meets you. She comes down. She's still like, I mean, she typically wears very nice clothing. Her hair is done up very, very fancy. And honestly, for just climbing out of bed, she still looks pretty good.
As soon as I see her and we're like in private, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna preface this: we didn't kill him.
Who? Like she's like, there's like a sigh. Like, who?
Casper.
Of course, Casper Dryland. The one you were going to. You didn't kill him.
No.
Persuasion check with advantage because it's Amity.
Whatever dark one is behind the scenes of all of this, dude.
25 and 23.
Yeah, Amity knows you. She's had some experience with you. Yeah, she's like, all right. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so we got on board. All fine, thanks to your message.
I'm glad that went well. Hopefully, it doesn't get me in trouble.
Got an audience with Casper.
All right.
We got information out of him, and as soon as the information passed his lips, he just up and died. Something killed him. He screamed in agony, said no, I didn't mean it, and just died.
Was there any markings on him? Did it look like he had been? I mean, was he shot with a bolt, like an arrow? Was he?
No, he just bled from the nose. It's like he had a hemorrhage or something.
Some sort of internal.
Brain went boom.
Hecaton's on the ship.
Brain went boom.
Which ship?
Oh, and the Markov?
Markov.
Hecaton's on the Markov.
That's what Dryland said.
Yes. And he couldn't lie. He was under the influence of his own truth.
Well, that's fascinating. Huh.
I'm less worried about that and more worried about how we just ran from a crime scene.
Oh,
so,
and also the Kraken Society is behind this. Do you know anything about them?
Kraken Society. I feel like I might have heard that name before. I think they're mostly just like a group of smugglers, assassins. Honestly, they're a little.
Organization
that
facilitated the destruction of the Ordning.
It's like, well, I mean, from what I understand, Anam had something, at least so the Giants say, it had something to do with shattering the ordning, but it's possible if they captured Hecaton, there's any number of reasons why they would want the Storm Giant King. Yeah. Well, the Morkoth then. Did you get any more specific instructions about where it was? I mean, the Trackless Sea is a big place.
North.
Yeah, they said where it was. It was circling the
Purple.
The purple
rocks.
Purple rocks.
I expected it to be like something more, but
no, and Moyer, you know the Purple Rocks. It's a set of islands in the northern Trackless Sea. You've sailed that area enough. You know the Purple Rocks. There's not a whole lot going on out there. There's not really people living there, as far as you know. Nobody really does much out there. Most of the shipping routes don't go anywhere near there. Maybe that's why they went there. It's kind of a Do what?
Are the rocks actually purple?
I mean, whenever kind of dusk falls, yeah, they take on kind of a purple hue in the sunlight. Yeah, that's and so you know where that is. And generally speaking, and apparently this ship that happens to be tied up in all this is there. So,
okay.
Amity kind of takes all this. Okay, so that's where they're hiding. I mean, I knew they were hiding something, but I mean, just for it to be the Storm King, that's quite the coincidence. Well, do you have a way to get to that?
We have an airship.
Yeah.
You did. That's right. You did come in on an airship, didn't you? You still have access to that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. You might need it. I imagine that would make finding the ship rather easy.
There's also the whole somebody saw us leaving a dead man.
Yes. That makes things very difficult, Crane. Who saw it?
Coming.
Oh, of course it was Pounding. Well, you have an important task to do. Now, I suggest you go do that task if you need time before this airship can come get you. I can give you sanctuary out of the sight of the prying eye. It wouldn't be the first time that we've provided that service.
Is there a teleportation circle in this town?
She's gonna stop. She's like, there is. They like to pretend it's not there, but the Harpers have access to one.
Wait.
Yeah, the Harper teleportation circle.
Wait,
we
no,
have
we
access to their circles.
You know what else we have access to?
Like,
Sarissa.
She's like, you have access to the teleportation circle, the Harpers?
Yeah.
She looks over at Crane. She's like, you've been busy.
Oh, we could just go back to the.
We could go to the royal court and tell Sarissa what happened. Maybe she can give us transport.
Yeah, you know what? We're out of town in less than an hour. To be honest with you, we just need to go retrieve our skeleton crew.
Please do. Please do. I did have there is a scout who's watching them. Just a precaution. Just let you know.
I feel like time is of the essence. Let's move.
Very well. I will try to clean this up as best I can. Crane.
Don't
if
kill
there,
more aspiring water barons.
If there's a bill, I'll give it to you.
If you need information on the organization, the Kraken Society is who he was working for, right? So if you need an organization to blame it on, you could always do that. Because it's truthful.
Yeah, that might help. That might help sway. I don't know how many of the ship knew. Maybe only he. Maybe Pao Ming is part. We'll have to figure that out. Very well. I will do some work here to clean this up. I guess you should probably get moving now, shouldn't you?
Yep. All All right, so we head back. We collect the skeletons. We blow
Before
the
I
conch.
leave, as we're walking out, I go to Amity. I'm like,
Yes.
sorry.
Thanks, babe.
Usually, things like this don't happen.
Crane, as crazy as this all sounds, I believe you. I don't know how you would prepare for a man's head to explode. I'll do the best I can. Like I said, if I require any recompensation, I'll send you the bill.
Of course.
She's like, don't you go disappearing on me again, because I will find you. You know I can.
If there's anyone that could escape, it'd probably be me, but...
Oh, that would be a fun chase now, wouldn't it?
I imagine our group is much more difficult to find than we used to be, considering we have access to teleportation circles and airship, access to the bottom of the
Caleb?
ocean.
Yeah.
If this becomes important, remember that Crane has that amulet that he can't be scryed or divinated?
Do you have that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Interesting. All right.
Oh, you're like, just in case, this isn't just friendly banter?
Just so, like, if in case Kapow Ming, like, tries to scry
Oh,
him
yeah,
or
so you're
something, or-
protected from it.
Yeah.
Crane is.
I have a spell I want to cast when we're in a safe place, but yeah.
I mean, once you get outside of city gates, is that what you're looking for, or are you wanting to wait until?
I'm talking like when we get to the.
Okay. So yeah, you can go round up. You can go round up the undead army. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, we blow
You
the
find
horn and
them. Arrows still trained on Sansari.
We
So
did-
Tabitha!
We did well there, guys.
Yeah.
Tabitha turns around and looks at you expectantly.
No. No. No one said you could have any of that.
What? Tabitha like
I don't
cocks
know
her.
if the potion thing will work on you. I don't care if it makes it better for guarding the sanctuary. No.
Mid conversation, we blow the conch.
So you all, yeah, you with the conches, you teleport back. Again, it takes 2 to get your whole group, but you can get there, because you have to, thanks to Ga. Yeah. So you teleport into the room back where the teleportation circle was inscribed on the floor. And I kind of, as you show up, there's a basically, as you pop up, Ethan's in the middle of explaining how, no, we're not gonna use the potion of giant size on the skeleton. Like,
So once we're there, I actually I want to cast.
there are 2 storm giants guards that kind of get ready themselves as they see you, and then recognize you and kind of stand
I
down.
wave and I'm like, just a minute, and I sit down. It takes me 10 minutes to cast this, but I cast Legend Lore.
Okay, he's just like, very, very well. I imagine
I
Sarissa
guess-
would want to see you.
Yes. I need some more information first. I cast Legend Lore on
He says-
the.
She's asleep anyway. I will go get her. And then, so one giant sticks by while the other one goes and notifies her.
Yeah. So I cast it on the ship.
Do you
The
have to have the object there?
name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings your mind to a brief summary of the significant lore of the thing you named. Best be current tales, forgotten stories, or secret lore that has never been widely known.
All right, legend lore. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have to burn 500 gold for this, so.
Okay.
Or, well, 250 and 4
250.
uses on my pixie dust.
Okay. Yeah, so the thing is, Legend Lore is a divination spell.
Oof.
So a lot of the information, like, there's not a lot of information because apparently this thing is protected from that sort of thing. Basically, anything, I would just say anything that you would get from that is information you would already have.
Okay.
Information like Morkoth, what a Morkoth is, it's attacked ships. There's been stories of it, things like that. But it's hard to get too much on it. It's just like this boat is like shrouded in some sort of protection from this sort of thing.
Okay. Is it tied to the Kraken Society? Officially?
It appears that, yeah, this is you take it that this ship is like run by that society.
Can I get a name of who the Kraken Society, follows or anything like that, or is that not?
That's not necessarily connected to the boat.
Okay.
But yeah, Moyer, you're starting to realize that this Kraken Society may be the very group that you've been hunting.
Yeah, having seeking suspicions, my patron has something to do with that.
Your patron's been real quiet
Yeah.
recently. You haven't heard much from him since the
Based off his
incident.
hacking. 2 months ago. It's fine.
So, yeah, Sarissa is notified. The guard comes back, so she will meet with you in the throne room immediately. You are brought back to the throne room. You see Sarissa, a groggy-eyed Uther, who just seems to be at her side anytime you've met with her in this room.
Uther, we're back.
So he looks at all of you and he's just like, "Who's the friend with the coat?"
Huh?
Ethan, you still look like the guy.
He's like,
It's the same. It's Ethan. He's really enjoying that.
I understand. Yes, of course. Honestly, I probably should have thought of that. I'm just a little groggy right now.
He's really just trying to present himself as his true self. It's really what he's doing. How he feels inside.
So.
Sarissa says, "So
beautiful.
you found information about my father. I mean, it only took about a day. That was. You guys are quick."
Sorry, it's been a very busy few hours. So, your father is being held on a boat called the Markov. Markov? Markov?
Morkoth. Morkoth.
Yeah.
He's being held on a boat called the Morkoth, which is circling the Purple Rocks in the northern Trackless Sea.
The organization behind all of this, we think, is the Kraken Society. They're tied to the ship. We found out that they're the ones who infiltrated the court.
So, Kraken Society is very. I've since questioned my sisters a little bit. Both of them insist they didn't know Imrith was a dragon. Both of them accuse the other of plotting to have my mother assassinated and my father kidnapped, which now you know who did it. Imrith was their connection, and it's funny because actually their stories line up perfectly with each other. They just blame the other person for what happened.
Of course.
So, I believe that both of my sisters are guilty in this, and I think I'll let my father deal with it when he comes back.
That's a reasonable conclusion.
I feel like I am not qualified to... I don't want to pass judgment on my older sisters. It's a headache. But they worked with Imarith, and apparently Imarith connected them to whatever. No, I guess the Kraken Society. Interesting. That's a strange pairing. A group of some sort of shadow network or something, and an ancient dragon. Pirates, you say? All right. Well, did you find out where the ship was? We've tried scrying on my father before, and each time it comes up blank.
It's all the information we have is that it's circling the purple rocks.
She's like, I know exactly where that is. Right. That should be relatively easy to find. Takes a little bit of time. Are you heading there?
Yes, that was
Might be best to head there tomorrow.
Oh, of course. I mean, feel free to rest here.
There's the small matter of transportation and the fact that we may become wanted.
She's like,
yeah, but that's not
wanted by this group, or
definitely wanted by the group, but we might get blamed for the
when
death
we interrogated the captain of the boat. After we got the information out of him, it seems like someone in the Kraken Society found out and remotely turned his brain off.
Come again? Uther's just like Uther's like eyebrow kind of raises.
It looks like something happened in his head. He just spewed blood out of his nose and fell over dead, and then we were caught leaving.
It's like spewed blood out of his nose. That sounds like and then it's like that sounds very strange. And Uther's just like, sounds like some sort of psychic attack.
Well, whoever's behind this has to be powerful enough that a ancient blue dragon would ally herself with them. So
there's kind of a pause. They're like, and Uther turns towards Sarissa, and kind of whispers something to her. They kind of back and there's a quick exchange. And she's like, yes, Uther, I believe we can trust them. We've been over this. And he's just like, this is just, and a little bit of, this is very well. So, looking at the pieces of the puzzle here, we have a Kraken Society, something powerful pulling the strings, psychic abilities. There are stories. It's all they've been. But back when dragons and giants fought 40,000 years ago or so, there was a creature who was already old. They're called the Kraken Society. Maybe it's just so on the nose that they thought nobody would notice, nobody would take it seriously, but I mean, Krakens did have psychic abilities. So it's told.
You're telling me there could be a sentient giant fish
much
that
worse.
Just remotely murdered a man from potentially hundreds of miles away.
Potentially.
Based on when I scryed him, he already had some sort of mental link. That's probably how he was able to do it.
Yes, I agree. That makes sense if they've already established this connection before. That being said, there's only one Kraken in this area that's ever been storied. His name was Slarkethril.
Do we get any rise out of Moyer when
No, I don't know.
when she says it? Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah, you're not familiar with that name. He's like, that is the only story of a Kraken I've heard. He hasn't been seen in literally thousands of years. It seems like a very long stretch. It could be somebody using this guise as some sort of intimidation tactic or something like that. But be careful, because they are obviously powerful no matter who they are.
Well, it seems like our course of action is the same, right? I have some thoughts. I mean, you have a little bit more experience being giant-sized as we do. If we were to teleport to the Purple Rocks if we became giant size, would we be able to walk in the water there? Like, how big do we have to be?
This is, well...
Do we need, like, because we have an airship that we could, you know, use, but I don't know.
Well, lucky for you, these potions of giant size, well, they're made by storm giants, and you actually should be able to swim through the water as easily as we do. AKA, you'll have a swim speed of like 50 feet, I think it is.
Okay.
So, if you can teleport us by the purple rocks, how hard would it be to find the ship? How wide of an area is that?
So, I mean, it's a set of islands. It's hard to say how closely they're circling it. It could take some time, but I'm sure if you're in that area, spend a little bit of time, you should be able to spot them if they're circling it. Yes, swim speed of 50 feet.
Imagine it's just like a hideout.
Are the purple rocks treacherous for boats?
She's like, I'm not in particular. I mean, not any more than the ocean usually is. They're just a remote. Not a whole lot goes on out there. It's just kind of a remote set of islands. So, but I can get you. I think I can get you onto that island, and at the very least, yeah, I can get you there.
Okay. Well, let's rest up for a bit.
I feel like we should still call the gunship, the airship over. Like, it'd be a good staging ground for the skeleton crew.
We don't know.
I'm officially calling them the skeleton crew. What's that?
So we don't know where we are right now, though.
Well, we just tell them to meet us there.
Sir.
I mean, they might get attacked by the ship, though,
Yeah.
because that's not. I don't know. Maybe leaving them out of this is best, because once we're done with all of it, like, we really don't want to get mixed up with that other dragon. Like, even though we could probably totally take him, but you know. Well, tomorrow we can plan.
Yeah.
For now, I think we've earned a good night's rest.
It's like, well, very well. Yeah, your guest quarters are available. Let us know if you need anything else. I'm gonna try to go back to sleep. We haven't been this close to figuring out what happened, where my father is in months, so.
How you feel?
Yeah, and with that, you can definitely have your night of rest. Thinking about the ship, who's in charge, Hecaton, whatever it may be. Moyer, you know, back out on the track. Let's see.
Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, it's the track of sea is pretty big, but that's the same body of water where all this kind of went down, you know. So
definitely restless. It's closest I've been since it happened, and yeah, I'm ready now.
So maybe some of that determination, pushing aside the unsure, like the anxiety about being on the ocean again. Yeah, and you all get your rest, and in the morning, you plan your approach and how you're going to go about this. And I guess that is a decent spot to call it for tonight. But yeah, those giants of potion size will give you a swim speed. And if you're going to the boat that has King Hecaton on it, Uther will raise no objections to that. Like that was the idea. Use this to get Hecaton back. So that is, yeah. He's like sanctioned. Put a stamp on it.
The potion of giant strength.
No. No, it's a potion. It runs its course.
It's probably a really big ship if they have a giant just.
No,
in
I'm
it.
just like,
I thought if it's if
just
you
for
put
future
down,
reference.
then the potion wears off.
Oh, I actually added it to my inventory on D&D Beyond.
Is that
I
how
don't
that
think
works?
the potion so. I think it just. I think it,
The potions in general. I'm gonna say with how powerful this goddamn magic is,
No.
it'll stick. I'm gonna say because this is one of the most BA potions you'll ever drink.
The only thing it says is when the effect ends, any hit points you have above your hit point maximum become temporary hit points.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what
So
it really says about.
yeah. So once it
ending.
fades, you'll be extra beefed. But yeah. So I think that's a decent spot. Honestly, at this point, I would say we got 1 or 2 sessions left.
Wow.
I'd say I think 2 sessions is probably what we're looking at.
That was my initial guess.
Probably 2. So ordinarily, you know, there'd be another chapter, but you already know what happened to that.
Casper got fucked. That's so unfortunate.
Oh yeah, no,
He got blindsided like 3 times in a minute.
oh yeah, he got wrecked. He's not the most imposing figure, you know. He's ambitious, but he's not. Yeah, once he told you guys what you wanted to know, apparently something was not happy with that.
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
So
Yeah, Crane's like, we need to get the fuck out of here since
Do
it's
we
just
level?
immediately
Yes.
glaring.
you guys are level 11
Ooh.
for the next couple sessions.
Baby.
Enjoy it. So, with that, thanks for playing, guys. Yeah, almost 3 hours here. It seems like a decent spot
Fuck, I
to
don't
call.
know what ASI to do now. Or should I take a feat?
All sorts of options, man. What's your dex is at 20, right?
Yeah.
My dex is at 20.
You can finally take
Take
a look.
precision.
What was your con?
15.
God damn it,
15?
Tyler. We were so close.
I mean,
It's not
you
bad.
you could bump. Is anything else like an odd? Like you could bump 2 stats up. That's an option, you know. Bump your
Take
con.
sharpshooter too.
Yeah, sharpshooter is a good one. Up to you, but yeah, you guys figure out what you wanna level. And are we okay? Next Sunday is real close to Christmas. Is that gonna work for people?
I don't think I have anything going on the 22nd. No.
Yeah, the 22nd.
Actually, next week I have family in town.
Okay. Yeah, that's to be expected. I mean, this close.
I'm available
Christmas.
the next week though.
Okay. Yeah.
29.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe right there at the end of December. Yeah. Okay. Because honestly, with this last bit, I want everybody here. You know, I don't want anybody missing out on this stuff.
Yeah.
Will you let me cast Heroes Feast before we go to sleep?
How long does Heroes Feast last?
Lasts
You could also do it in the morning if you wanted to.
I think he wants to keep the spell slot.
for 24 hours.
Okay.
I want to get the spell slot back. is the
Okay.
plan.
So you want Heroes Feast?
What's your supposed to do?
Crazy shit. I'm just curious.
A lot of stuff. I would say, yeah, you guys want to pound down a Heroes Feast before you? I mean, you're gonna have to spend the money for it.
Get a hearty dinner.
That's fine with me. I'm gonna do it next session, so we don't.
Yeah, that's
'cause there's
fine.
no way we'll remember for 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Heroes Feast is like, how much does that cost? It costs a pretty penny, doesn't it? Yeah, 1,000 gold. But it does a lot.
it's really good.
So yeah, I would say,
For it, if anything.
I
have
would
gold,
say that
but
is
yeah,
fine.
Poison.
Mab could learn more languages if he takes the linguist feat. He could know 9 languages.
So. What the fuck?
And
You
you
can
wouldn't
almost every
use like 7 of them.
I know.
Hey, I'm all for picking feats for flavor. Like, or just in case, like,
And it increases his int. That's actually fucking...
oh, it's
Wow.
like one of the half feat things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the feats that have the +1 to a stat is quite nice.
Let's see what spell.
So yeah. All right, guys. I'll catch you later.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I got my old webcam. That's why we got these giant black bars this way. Black bars on the side here. I should be getting a what's it called? A replacement soon. So that's good. In the meantime, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by, Hungry, if you're still here. TFT. Bullet dodged. Didn't play TFT. Nice. Yeah. I think that's it. So have a good one. I'll catch you next time. Oh, yeah, in case you didn't catch. Next week, no D&D. We want everybody here. It's close to Christmas time. People got family. We'll do one skip. It gives me more time to prepare. Which I don't object to. Have a good one.